here we go. Mic check, mic check. Ah, my face. Ah, there it is. My face didn't load in for a second. Oh, CaptnmcD, you're awake. Boop. There we go. Okay. What's up, people? I have slightly more energy than yesterday, which is not a lot, because I've been awake for quite a while. But my enthusiasm will carry me through the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, because I'm very excited to see where this game goes. Oh wait, I should probably change away the E-beam from Metroid. Okay, let's fix that. Where are we gonna go? Silly Soseki Soap Slide. There's no slide. Silly Soseki Suspicious Soap. Let's go with that. Soseki. Oh no, I'm mad. I didn't mean to be mad. So last we left, Soseki has been found to be the last person dining with our art man, William Shamspeare, literally a day after we got him off the last crime. So he went all the way around the board, did not pass go, did not collect $200, went directly to jail. So we're gonna go bail his butt out again. And this was stricken from the record. This whole case, probably because it has to do with poison. But now that Bacon and Greg's has left, we can investigate the room, so we can check out the hat.
And the body.
And the body. Yeah, we should check out the body. That'd probably be important.
Oh, the poor man. So young to die. And do you suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was?
I don't know. All we can do now is hope that he'll be reborn to a better life.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I wonder. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul?
I mean, I guess. I think it still works. I think you could still give, like, you know, that little +1 boost. Even if you don't believe in, like, the same heaven. It's kind of the same New Game Plus. What's up, Mina? Are you ready to see some suspicious Soseki soap it up? Sorry? The book just forms out of the air when she grabs under her sleeve because of the current costume.
Instead of that cute little purse she's holding.
I made sure I had reference at the ready for just such an occasion as this, actually.
I'm so ready.
This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way. I'll just reread it now. One moment.
The whole book? I'll just reread it.
There's quite a spine on that book, isn't there? Okay, I guess we're gonna have some funeral rites being done. Oh, we can't. It's just heat aid. That's it. That's all we get. What's this?
What's this?
It looks like part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you may be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened.
Is that significant?
Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps, when you look around the room. And there's no sign of a letter, or the rest of the envelope, in fact, is there?
Ah, she's right. There's always time for reading. Let me read this entire procession book before we continue with the investigation.
And yet here we have the torn off end of an envelope. It just strikes me as unusual.
I agree. We'd better take this just in case. A ripped off piece of an envelope that was found in Mr. Shamspeare's room. The rest of the envelope could not be located. Oh, look at this. Oh man, this guy had a busted ass. Oh man.
There's not much. There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and bottle. And both of them are cracked.
Yes. Not much use, are they?
Everything he owns is
Yo,
Ripped and cracked.
everything he owns is destroyed, man. Starving artist. Oh, what's the matter?
Oh, I was just reminded of the Reaper, that's all.
Prosecutor Lord Van Zieks.
Just breaking
Yes.
glasses all over the place.
He's so reckless with his wine glasses. I was thinking it's a waste and that he should donate some to the needy.
Yeah, like this guy
You,
here.
you can suggest it next time we meet. Wine glasses for the poor and needy
All of that wine you're spilling, Court,
could be
given
used to
the
feed.
poor.
Could feed some poor alcoholic out in the street. Give him more. Give him his
Just
fix.
drink the alcohol with all grains. Alcohol is cheaper than water.
I mean, you can live off wine.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, so
It's
it just...
not for, like, poor alcoholic.
Yeah, it could be for rich alcoholics, too.
So they just all are.
I should start... no, I don't like wine. Wine gives me headaches. Look at these extravagant, bright costumes. Somehow, they look out of place in this room, with its grim, shady goings-on.
And this one looks like king's attire.
A king? I've always dreamt of being a king.
Oh, I think you'd be more suited to a feudal lord. A daimyo or such like.
With a con mage top knot. Every Japanese man wishes he had a con mage.
Oh, you'd look wonderful with one. And you already have the sword.
Can you imagine what would happen if I walked around the streets of London with a con mage and a sword? The tiny top knot? Oh, man. The top knot is, I think, one of the goofiest looking hairstyles you could possibly give yourself. But, should I start balding? F it, I'll go for it.
The one that just, like...
Yeah, the funky, like, scorpion tail
Yeah.
top knot. Hater, I am. I'll admit it. Also, man, who dreams of being king? You might think it's cool, but there's a chance of being assassinated at literally every situation you're in. And everyone's super nice to you until it's like, I want a bit of that power. Jack the Ripper. What's up, Lapin Mignon? How are you doing tonight?
As we've seen from outside, the window is completely bricked up. A vestige of the former window tax that Britons had to pay.
What strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's heartbreaking to think of the poor having to block up their windows. And just to avoid an unaffordable tax.
And someone get out of jail only to immediately roll doubles thrice in a row. Oh, you bet. Soseki Snake Eyes Soap Man. It's like a night of, too. He's like, he probably came here to celebrate with his phrase, like, oh, you wouldn't believe it. I'm finally out of that dreaded courtroom. Oh, let's celebrate with some wine, friend. No way! Not again! What? Bust out the soap to try and clean it up.
Oh,
What is it, Mr. Sato?
if you look closely, a number of the bricks are loose.
What?
They secretly pushed bricks
Oh.
out for some sunlight every now and again.
Wait. Did they push the bricks out for sunlight? Oh, yes. It looks as though his amateur has broken out a few of them. Soap?
He fills it up with soap when
Is
he's
it-
not having his little...
It's just filled with soap. Was it Mr. Shamspear who did it, I wonder? Being the lodger renting this room.
Look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it.
What, outside? Why is there soap outside? Can I look? Investigate. Let me look at that soap.
It's so cold outside. You can feel it through the scap.
It did snow all last night. It would be cold. But more importantly, what's with the soap? Why is there soap? Or are there snow-covered lumps?
It's more bars of soap.
Why would you open the window? It is so goddamn cold. Close that shit immediately. What were you thinking, even letting the outside in?
You were drunk, so you were hot.
I was drunk and hot, opened a window. You madman. That soap on the ledge looks like a hazard. I just... So, what are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window?
I have no idea.
What if it slips through your hand and falls on a passerby? It could stab them in the back.
But the pair of them look rather charming like that.
Still, that's very strange, isn't it? Bars of soap lined up outside the window. I think perhaps we should take one. There are two, after all. Like, there's two soap.
I suppose we could.
Oh, Susato is like...
She's just like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
You gotta learn from Hosonaga.
You gotta learn from Hosonaga. Take everything you can.
Look here at the... What's this? Look here at the soap.
Ah.
Do you see? In the middle there,
What the?
there's a patch that's different color. It's sort of
like a
transparent,
seal.
but...
Some sort of fancy design, I
You put
suppose.
on envelopes?
Is that like...
It looks like the Hinamaru flag of Japan, doesn't it?
How wonderful. Is this some, like, gift soap?
Secret soap trade.
Secret soap trade? Is it drugs? Is it drug soap?
He trades secrets through soap.
He trades secrets through soap. Morse code was clearly too easily found. These government secrets are being sold through soap.
It's probably a very expensive brand.
Expensive? What's it doing in this ramshackle old room? The bar of soap has been entered into the court record. Let me look at it. 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 I want to look at it. Can I examine it? I can. Let's look at that logo. That is not a logo.
That's not a seal. That looks weird up close.
This looks like a Metroid power-up. I would know. I've just been playing Metroid. Or if I changed the colors, it could look like a cookie. I wonder if I can actually... Can I like do that quick? Let's see. I think there's a way I can like... Okay, wait. Let me just get a filter on here. Let me add a filter. Let's see, color correction. There we go. We're gonna fix it so it looks like a... Alright, let's change it to... No, not green. Nope, not teal. Nope, not... I'm looking for a red. I want to go the other way. Ooh. Maybe something like this. Kind of looks like... That looks like a cookie. Mmm, tasty.
It's too gray.
It's too gray? Okay, wait, let's increase the saturation. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that lava cookie. Mmm, delicious. That's what you want to eat. Let's get rid of that. Let's go back. Ew. It's a soap cookie. I can't find anything out of place. Okay, let's look at this gem in the middle.
This part is a different color. It's quite an exquisite design, isn't it?
Trust the British to turn a boring bar of soap into something special.
I quite like it. It reminds me of the Hinamaru design of the Japanese flag. I expect this is rather expensive soap.
That doesn't seem likely, given who it belongs to. I bet it's just like a coin, and it's just in there. You know, it looks like it's just like a... It looks like it's a stuck. I want to just like take a screwdriver to it and just like pry it out. Oh, I could probably examine this too. Okay, well, looks like that's all I get. I can probably examine that, but I don't. Okay, soap hole. I'm just wondering what's up with the drug soap. And here we have another disproportionately large machine. This looks like a meter of some kind.
I assumed it's just the gas meter.
It's the gas meter.
Ah, this is a gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas as they use it with coins.
Oh, I see. Now you've pointed it out, I can see that there's a slot here that looks like it would take a coin.
So you mean if you put a coin in here? That's right. That would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating.
So if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold?
Yep.
Yes, or if you were scatterbrained with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank.
Thank goodness there's no meter in our office. It's a good thing we're freeloading off Shomes, who might not even be paying for gas and just inventing some weird way to heat his house. I still have the idea of his cold fire. And I love that everyone is like, yeah, cold fire would be cold.
Like, so how would you do that?
He's like, I'm working on
Light
it.
one that's cold.
I'm working on it.
You think he's gonna make AC, and he's just like, I don't know, cold fire.
It's cold fire on the inside there. This is a gas wall light, isn't it? It must be connected to a gas pipe in the wall.
Gas lights, a gas stove. London really is a city of gas.
Now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they?
Oh yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there.
I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's so much cozier.
It's cheaper, probably.
It's also probably cheaper. And less stinky, because gas smells. But you want gas to smell, because that's how you tell there are leaks.
This is some sort of makeshift stage, I think, isn't it? Isn't it?
Where does the audience sit, though, for the nightly Shakespeare performances? As one Shadow the Hedgehog once said, "This gas fills me with evil." Is that from the Shadow the Hedgehog game? Because, I mean, even if it isn't, I would totally believe it if you just said it was right now.
Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for the defense in your office.
It is, that game was, like, janky as all hell, but I remember playing it for, like, a couple days, and it was actually really fun. I don't care what anyone says, I like the 3D Sonic, well, okay, the early 3D Sonic games. Even I fall off after a while. Oh, pumped up Susato! Woo!
Then you could practice your art every single day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit in my house and just yell objection. I'll think about it if you promise to don a beard and play the role of the judge.
Yes.
Well, if that would help you achieve your goal.
Susato, man, what a co-pilot. Yeah, judge costume for Susato. This I have to see.
She's been a lawyer, now she can be judge.
She's been a lawyer, she's been lawyer's assistant, now she can be a judge. I think we've examined everything.
Mina knows.
And she would be so handsome. She would be. It would be. We would not be able to stop mentioning how handsome Ryotaro is. He's just so handsome. I believe we've looked at everything. In this room, anyway. Okay, let's go look at Soseki. Who's gonna be... Oh, Soseki.
A new location has
Oh,
been
hey.
added.
We could check the Garadeb's room.
Yeah, go for it.
Garadeb! Moonman! What do you know? Have you seen Joan recently?
Looks a
In
lot
the jail?
nicer in here.
It looks a lot less chaotic in here. Things look a lot more aligned. Actually, every single thing on the wall is straight now.
Not except for the picture of him.
Except for the picture of him. Oh, it's behind the... He can't reach it.
He didn't fix that carpet in the corner.
Oh, I mean, that's too much. You just put the screen in front of it. You're good to go.
We're here because Mr. Garadeb's the one who discovered the incident this morning. Don't forget.
Ah, you chaps, eh? Hi, DP. Oh, hey there, Lukely. How goes it, yo? How are you tonight? How's the Dragon Quest?
Are you going to turn our direction, Mr. Garadeb?
Garadeb-
Have you been injured on the side of your face again?
Garadeb, are you gonna face us, or do you continue to have damage on the other side of your face you won't show us? Or do you have a sick eye patch that you want to reveal at a dramatic moment? I hope it's the second one. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your cooperation in court yesterday. It was quite a trial. As much for Mr. Garadeb as anyone, really. Came straight back here after all that business at the Bailey yesterday. Didn't expect to wake up to more Bali nonsense this morning. I was very mad. Oh no, why were you mad? And then what flipped it to fantastic? I'm curious what makes that kind of jump.
I wonder if you wouldn't mind telling us exactly what happened, Mr. Garadeb.
Garadeb. Yes. Suppose you'd like to know all about that dead loss of an actor in the chap. In the ground floor room. Those were exactly Inspector Gregson's words, weren't they? Oh, he's gonna face us. I mean, you could sit.
Slap is healed.
Oh, the slap has healed. I mean, you can sit, man. It's cool. We just, you know, we wanted you to face us, but like, you know, it's all right.
I just wanted to know if it was still there.
Yeah. What happened this morning? It must have been a real shock for you this morning. I hear that you discovered what happened. Forced the ground lot because of the BS boss fight. Ooh, which boss fight was it? Was it a spider? Because if it was a spider, I understand. Oh, Booga? Oh, Booga, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dragon Quest has a lot of times where it's just like, you know what, F it. Just take like an hour to go grind, and then you can tackle a buttload of story in once.
Go find silver slime.
Yeah, you have to go find some silver slimes. Some metal slime. Some metal slimes. Ah, well, that hopeless actor chap rises at 5 o'clock sharp every morning without fail. But at 5:30 this morning, he still hadn't lit the gas. So I went down and knocked on his door, but no bally answer.
And that's when you broke into his room by kicking down the door.
Imagine you sleep in for half an hour and someone kicks your door down.
Oh my god, I mean, shit. I actually can't imagine that because, like, I wake up at such inconsistent hours. I've never had a regular wake-up time in my life. And now I'm over-leveled, and I beat the squid right after I beat it. Yeah, I feel like Dragon Quest, it doesn't, like, gradually make enemies stronger. It just, like, after a while is like, yeah, you know what, let's just make it harder here. And then enemies just hit a new plateau of difficulty. And then once you hit that, you're coasting again. It's very bizarre. But, I mean, it's, you know, it at least keeps the pace. It breaks up the pace, you know. Well, I called in that rum-looking Japanese chap to do the grunt work, of course. Wasn't it a little premature to kick the door down? The man could have just overslept by half an hour.
And that's very true, Mr. Naruhodo. If 30 minutes is oversleeping warranted such behavior, I'd have to kick your door down every morning.
Well, you know, better to be safe than sorry and all that.
Ooh.
Ooh, Garradab. Garradab.
You know something.
He knows something. Well,
There's a reason that he needs to be ready at 5.
Yes.
That soap trade won't trade itself.
That soap trade won't trade itself. Yo, Mr. Garradeb, are you running a drug op in your basement? And it's also like, we do know that Garradeb is okay in the future. We can deduce that he survives this. But he also doesn't like us after this. So,
I mean, we sent his wife to jail already.
I know, so I'm wondering what else we could have done. Because the wife...
It's more than that?
Yeah. Well, he actually mentioned specifically at the start of the case, he's like, yes, they started calling this the haunted Garradeb house after everything that you've done. You've done quite a lot, but not for me. Is it just me, or is he avoiding our gaze now all of a sudden? He got up to look at us, and now... I see, this could have... I mean, Mr. Garradeb, if you just sat in your seat, you actually probably could have gotten away with this.
Except that it was a sorry situation indeed that you found on the far east side of the door.
You know what? What if he saw him dead through the soap window and was like, oh no! And I'm like, wait, if this window's open, I'm gonna get taxed. I can't have this window open, fill window, and then bust down the door. Because that tells me he saw the body before 5. Like, that's my suspicion. Mr. Shamspear, what can you tell me about him? Victim's name is Mr. Shamspear, I believe. Is that right? Yes, William Shamspear. Took the ground floor room 3 months ago now.
And how would you describe him?
In a word, destitute.
A destitute?
Well, let's face it, the only redeeming feature of that room is the cheap rent. Anyone wanting to live in a place like that is either broke or has a bally screw loose. So hard to choose which category Soseki-san would fall into. He may be both.
He's like, I know who my boarders are.
He's like, I know this house.
Mr. Naruhodo, that's a little rude.
He was doing research as well. Research? Into what?
Shakespeare, of course. Shakespeare. Read a few plays of the old bard myself, you know. Romeo and Hamlet and all that.
Yes, William Shakespeare is England's most highly regarded classical playwright and author. He's known as Sao in Japanese, as you know, and many of his works have already been translated.
Sao? Oh, huh. It seems incredible that Shakespeare was shortened to Sao, though. Someone was too heavy-handed there. There were a lot of costumes in the victim's room, actually. Weren't there?
Of course, Mr. Natsume is a scholar of English literature as well. I imagine he and Mr. Shakespeare would have had much in common.
Book nerds! Shakespeare interpretation disagreement leads to shocking murder. Let's hope it's not that.
Mr. Naruhodo, really? How rude.
How? She's reading my mind! Get out of there, Susato! Yesterday's events. After Mr. Natsume's trial yesterday, you came straight back here, I believe. Didn't you? Did you notice anything strange between then and this morning?
Well, now, must have been about 6 in the evening by the time I got home. The snow was coming down rather heavily, as I remember, and it was completely dark already. That failed actor chap was out at the time.
So Garrett noticed there was no light from his room or something, I suppose. But how?
Couldn't summon the energy for anything much, so I just sat in front of the fire up here. It was after 8 before Shakespeare got back. And the chap was up until past 1 in the morning, I'll have you know. Suppose he met his end some time after that. I was asleep by then, so I'm rather in the dark there.
Well, thank you. That was very illuminating.
Dude, how little do you sleep? And
Yeah.
you just watch them? He was up till 1 in the morning?
He's up till 1 in the morning.
He wasn't up at 5:30.
Yep. This man does not sleep. I mean, I think some old people just don't. Like, not all old... I think there's some old people that, like, sleep all the time, and then some that never sleep. I think maybe what happens is that, like, 50% of them take the sleep from the other 50.
I was gonna say, though, that Garrett's complaining of that actor's sleeping hours, and he slept, like, 4 hours himself.
Yeah, it's because he can't go to sleep unless everyone else is asleep. So that's why he doesn't like Shakespeare's hours, because it makes him sleep less. Is everything all right, Mr. Sato?
Well, I was just thinking it's a little strange, that's all. Mr. Garridab, were you up here in your room all evening, if I've understood correctly?
Not a big fan of stairs, not with this blasted leg.
So he just sleeps in the living room?
Then, how is it that you seem to know? The precise movements of your tenant on the ground floor, I mean.
That's a very good point. I can't imagine they could hear noises from the ground floor all the way up here. Does this old man like to spy on his tenant? Dude, are you creeping? Are you creeping?
I say, I know what you're thinking, and it's a bally outrage. I'm ex-military, don't you know? Military, don't you know? I don't go spying around on my tenants. Why would I?
I mean...
It's not like I have...
function of the military
I've got nothing better to
spy
do.
on the enemy.
And then how did you know, Mr. Garridab?
It's the gas, woman. The gas tells me everything.
The gas? Speaking gas? Well, I'm guessing it's just he hears it running. What on earth do you mean, sir? How can the gas tell you anything, let alone everything?
Well, as you'll probably...
Susato's great in that outfit. I know, it is the perfect outfit. Is he gaslighting? He's attempting to gaslight me right now.
I feel like I would want warmth when I fall asleep. So just because my gas is on till 1 in the morning doesn't mean I would be up till 1 in the morning. It might be like I put it on an hour or so before bed so that I'm toasty to fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see what his logic is. The ground floor controls the whole house gas. I mean, maybe.
Yo, if you're
maybe he just doesn't use it.
Pay for the whole house.
Yeah, that's his. He must get so cold. I mean, that's his share. Oh, I missed the line.
Well, you're probably aware. As you're probably aware, the gas is supplied to the building by pipes.
Yes, I'd more or less worked that out.
Every room in the building is connected by a single pipe to the gas main outside. And the gas company supplies gas to properties via the main.
Yes, I understand that too.
Let me see if I can explain. Let's say I was to light the gas lamps up here. What do you suppose would happen?
Well, obviously the room would get brighter.
Exactly, but at the same time, the lights in all the other rooms of the house would dim for a moment.
What? They dim? Why?
Perhaps it's because when you light a gas lamp, it briefly uses more gas than usual. And that reduces the amounts of gas in the pipe for the other lamps that are connected to it. That might explain why the other lamps dim momentarily, mightn't it?
Yes, of course, because everything's connected to a single supply pipe. Yeah, that makes sense. If you light the gas lamps, you would be gaslighting. It's so toxic. I can't believe that Soseki has had to put up with such a toxic household.
Is that supposed to happen, though? It sounds rather undesirable.
A jolly good point. Fact is, the gas company's pipes in these parts are pretty hopeless. Long worn out.
Poops, yo, what's up, Poops? How goes it tonight? We're trying to find out why this guy's spying on all his tenants, including the weird guy that we found downstairs yesterday. How are you doing?
Barely got any gas in them to start with. Opposite's also true, of course. Extinguish the lamps up here, and they glow brighter in the rest of the house.
Ah, right, I see. So by watching the flickering of the lamps in one room, you can determine what's happening elsewhere.
You've got it.
But how can you tell which tenant it is then?
Oh, of course, because when people come back home in the evening and before they go to sleep at night, what they're guaranteed to do is either light or put out their lamps and fires.
Clever. I mean, it's... I feel like there's still some doubt you can have with this.
Point of fact, the room on the ground floor and the one above it use slightly different amounts of gas. By watching the lights in here closely, I can work out almost exactly what's going on in the whole house.
That's how we can tell between
Gosh,
the two.
that's fascinating, Mr. Garadeb. Really fascinating.
Oh, well, nothing to it, really.
And I can't really see how it's going to help us with the case either. What I'd like to know is why Mr. Garadeb is so interested in what his tenants are up to in the first place. I feel like there's more to it than idle curiosity. Okay, I guess that's all we're getting out of Garadeb. We should check out his room. His house. You look at this side.
This looks okay.
You look at this side of the house. You're like, oh, everything's been fixed up since last time we were here. There's a single apron drying on that
He's
wall.
probably just like tidying, then got called to court, then came back.
Yeah, it's actually been a day.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think for a day, this is good progress in cleaning his house.
Yes.
No, Mr. Naruto, that's a real cannon.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Piece of history, that is. Seen plenty of action on the battlefield, I can tell you. Now the old girl and I are just enjoying the peace and quiet of retirement together. And of course, she'd come in handy if the enemy decided to launch an attack again.
Is there a war going on that I don't know about? Actually, yes. Uniform.
That's your military uniform, isn't it, Mr. Garadeb?
Well, ceremonial garb, yes. Been hanging on the wall ever since my retirement bash. Not in active service now, you know. Doesn't mean much to me anymore. You could have the old thing if you wanted it.
Well, it might suit Lord Van Zieks, perhaps. An overly ostentatious outfit like this could be just what he needs.
Or see some squish, some osu squish. You must compress the man of Osu into his ultimate form. Good to see Mr. Garadeb's Medal of Honor still proudly displayed on the wall.
The inscription reads, "For distinguished participation," if you remember.
Yes, I remember, because I remember thinking even I might stand a chance of picking up honors like that.
Wouldn't know it to look at me now, perhaps, but I had my devil-may-care days, you know.
Devil-may-care? What did you get up to?
Well, all in the past now, of course, and best left there.
Best not. I want to know. Bro, you can't just say that and then...
Man, I had these wild days when I was younger.
Can you tell us about them? What were they like?
No.
Married the wife.
Married the wife. That's all you get to know.
You look very dashing in your uniform there, Mr. Garadeb.
Ah, that old portrait, eh? Drawn by an art student who used to rent the room downstairs.
I wonder, is it Olive Green's work?
Oh, you look so wonderfully young and courageous and strong.
Yes, well, the chap presented to me one day and asked if I'd let him off the month's rent in return.
Oh, I see. So you did, presumably?
No, I just took the painting.
I barley well did not.
Oh,
Portrait is portrait, but rent is rent. Eh?
And yet it's still there proudly on the wall. Oh, he's a man who doesn't believe in paying artists.
They're probably like, well, I can't sell this to anybody else.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who you are.
I mean, I guess that's true. Whenever these long pauses and ellipses crop up, I just expect Cyclocks. Oh, man. Those are fun. I think my favorite Cyclock in all the games is when you see Wendy Oldbag. And she's like, "You're never getting past me!" And you're like...
Doesn't she have like a bunch of them?
Yeah,
because
it's like...
you don't actually individually unlock them. You just
Yeah.
get like a signature.
So it's like 5 Cyclocks, and you're like, what the fuck do I... I'm like, what could I possibly get to show her? And I'm like, you know what? I'll show her the autograph thing. Maybe she'll like it. Then I'll know what to look for next. And she's like, yeah, like, I mean, okay, take a look at this autograph. She's like, what's that? Is that an autograph? Ah! And then just like, psh, 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 just like instant break. And I'm like, that's amazing.
Because it's one of those things you wouldn't have 5 pieces of information about Wendy to like move her.
Oh yeah, there's
But you're
no
like,
way.
"What?"
There's not even 5 things in your inventory
You're
at
just
that
a jobber
point.
who hates me.
You're just a jobber who hates me. That's the best way to put Wendy Oldbag. Let's look at the curtain. We know what that screen's hiding now. The aftermath of the fiery altercation the other day.
Huh. I don't suppose I'll be able to clear that mess up for some time now.
oh dear. This must be a very difficult situation for you.
I'll say, people talk about twists of fate and whatnot. But this is a twist and a half. A rotten show all round.
He's clearly struggling with everything that's happened. Yeah, Garadeb is like super also unfortunate. This house actually might be cursed. The shelves look like they've been completely torn apart by a wild beast. It's the beast!
Oh, reminds me of the Battle of Maiwan, don't you know?
Ah, experience of a seasoned veteran.
Enemy had us surrounded on all sides. Really thought we were done for, the whole Bali company. We were taking a real pounding from their cannons, so all we could do was run for our lives.
What is this expression he's making right now? He's going like, It looks like he's trying to see something in my soul. I thought that story was going in a different direction, actually.
Well, the whole experience taught me one thing I can tell you. When you're done for, you're really done for.
That's not what a lawyer who often finds himself under fire wants to hear. The window closed like any sensible Londoner. It's a good view over the wintry East End from up here. It's an oppressively gray scene. There's really nothing comparable in Japan. Down below, Briar Road, partly blanketed in snow.
And the pavement where poor Miss Green was struck in the back by that knife.
Thinking about it, this is the only room in this building that actually has a window to the outside world. Sometimes, Great Britain really does seem like a strange land, doesn't it?
I suppose all foreign cultures seem strange at first. Imagine how an Englishman would feel on arriving in Japan and seeing people with a Chonmage topknot.
Well, that's a good point. Obviously, he would be impressed. Everyone loves the top knot.
You just said that you don't know.
I mean, maybe I won't, but maybe if I have one, people will like it. Maybe everyone else will like the top knot, but me. That's an impressive collection of cakes on that fancy silver cake stand there.
I feel sure that it was full of cakes when we first investigated here as well.
Yes, quite right. Haven't touched it since. Haven't done much at all, really, since it all happened. Time rather stood still for me, you know?
Oh,
Time has stood still. Well, that's an interesting phrase. I might be able to use that excuse when I'm next supposed to be tidying the office.
You could just tidy up, Mr. Naruhodo.
How come Susato? How come you keep reading my mind? Those thoughts are for me.
She's psychic.
Ah, she's too
She may
powerful.
not be dressed like Maya with her Magatama, but she knows what's going on.
She knows, she has her own, like, built-in Megatama. Can we look at the fire? We cannot look at the fire. Oh, we look at the books.
Oh, a copy of Rant's magazine. The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes is being read all over London. Isn't it wonderful?
Naturally, one asks oneself if such a singular detective could really exist. But having met the chap, it's undeniable. He is most certainly singular. Singularly dangerous.
Yep. That's genuine public opinion for you, Mr. Sato. Perhaps it should be reflected in the stories.
Make no mistake, Mr. Naruhodo. I intend to snuff out the sort of public opinion we just heard, personally.
I'm starting to see where Mr. Sholmes' untainted reputation comes from now. Just the violence. Okay, I think we've got everything in here. I think we know everything about Mr. Garadeb. I think we're gonna learn more about Mr. Garadeb when he's inevitably part of the jury. Cause, wait, okay, before we get to court,
Who do we think's on the jury?
who do we think's on the jury? Okay, so there's gonna be 6 people. How many do you think are gonna be repeats? I want to say 4.
I was gonna say 3.
You think 3? Okay, I'm gonna say 4. I bet Garadeb's gonna be back. Oh, actually, no, he's a witness. I don't think Garadeb will be back. I think that weird dude that looked like
He was a
Papa.
witness in the last one. He was.
You know what? Yeah, you're not wrong. He was also a witness in the last one.
You never know.
You actually can't tell. Susato's still a faithful fan. Oh, 100%. Let's go to prison. Who's excited for part 6 of JoJo? I am. I'm ready for Stone Ocean. I'm super pumped.
Start.
When does it start? I have no idea. But when it does, I'll maybe know.
Twitter will tell you.
Twitter will tell me. Oh, hey, look, I have my JoJo body on right now. I was also thinking of making a torso that was you remember King Crimson in part 5? The final boss of part 5, how he had a face and then a second tinier face on his forehead? I should make a body like that. CaptnmcD's just grimacing. She does not like King Crimson. I don't know what people have against King Crimson. I think he's a great design. He's double angry.
The only second face you should have on your face is if you're gonna do.
Oh, the friggin'. Oh, that weird dance from Majora's Mask where you have the second face on your face. I should stream Majora's Mask one day.
I know we're gonna be able to now.
Oh yeah, with the Nintendo 64 the online games pass business, since we're gonna be getting it so we can get the Animal Crossing DLC anyway. I'll probably be getting Majora's Masking. You are wondering
if it's gonna be like the N64 version
or the oh, it's gonna be the N64 version.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be chunky, but it's gonna have like new style tools of like save states and stuff that I will probably abuse.
Because I did hear from a coworker who played the remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on like DS, whatever they came out on.
Yeah.
That stuff like swimming fast as a Zora took Magic Meter when they remade it, and it didn't originally. And I was like, what the F? So, some of the improvements made life harder.
Or deprovements,
so I
boo.
hope that it's just the N64 as it was.
Also, when we get the N64 pass, we need to have a day where we play like Mario Tennis.
Okay.
Cause that game is super fun.
We could totally do like all the tournaments in a day.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, like doubles team? Yo, we'll kill it.
Are you gonna be Boo?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be Boo. Boo's the best. Boo's the most broken character in the original Mario Tennis because he has like a crazy curve shot. I can't think if there's any other broken characters.
I'm still just gonna be Yoshi.
Yoshi's pretty good. I think you just kind of want a fast character and then you want like a tricky character. I do remember the AI being insane in that game though. Like I remember playing that game and by the time you got to the end, it's like no matter where you put your shot, they just like calculate and you're just like, I want to play the game. Last prison cell, February 9th. Wait, what was it? Local prison cell 9. Oh god, 21st February. I got everything wrong there. Converse. Nope, that's not converse.
So clearly once November happens, we're gonna be
Oh.
aiming like 21st.
I actually cannot do anything here.
Does it have autosave?
What do you mean autosave? Why? What?
Because if we reset it so that you can move. Or is there just
Oh, no, there's just nothing to do. No, game's not frozen.
Froze?
No, game is okay. Game is okay, but just nothing to do
Let's go
here.
to Briar Road.
Let's go to Briar Road. It's a place to go to. Yeah, hard AI in Mario Tennis just knows where the ball's going to land as soon as you hit it. It's so unfair. But when you beat it, you're like, I am a god at this
See
game.
the soap?
That messed up bike is still there.
Do you see the soap?
Where's the soap? I don't see the soap.
In the not a window.
Are you sure it's not just snow?
It's green.
The soap wasn't green. The soap was like weird brown.
Soap is green.
The soap wasn't green. The soap's green?
Soap's green,
The soap.
bro. You color changed it to brown because you wanted it to be a cookie.
I forgot
That
it was
doesn't
green.
mean that it was brown.
My memory just does not recall it as green at all. I was like, no, this soap is totally brown. Oh, the soap is there. Okay, it's not that green though, okay? You can at least acknowledge that that's like neon green. The soap is like a barf green. There are at least two different kinds of green. I'm not that crazy. 21st February, Briar Road.
Let's look at that soap.
Let's look at the soap. Hey, it's the soap we saw on the other side. We may as well take the second bar. With the exception of the top floor where Mr. and With the exception of the top floor where Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb live, all the windows are bricked up.
Yes, that's because of an old window tax that was charged on the number of windows a property had. In order to pay less tax, the poor members of society filled in many of the windows.
The tax has since been abolished, hasn't it? So the windows could all be opened up again, surely.
Unfortunately, it would appear that the residents of this district can't afford to have the work done.
Yes, that is a sad state of affairs.
Especially for people like poor Natsume, who have to live all cooped up in a windowless room.
Suppose that's the price you pay for living in very cheap accommodation. Yeah, that's what you get for being poor. Take that, Mr. Natsume.
It all seems rather pointless when you put it like that.
I mean, it sounds like you agree that the poor people should have.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like
No, your
Oh, well.
statement there.
Oh, I mean, I was saying that like facetiously. Yeah, just don't be poor. What are you doing? Jeez, Soseki, just don't be poor. London's blanketed in fog again today, and the sky is covered in cloud. But if you look carefully in the distance, you can just make out the Crystal Tower being built.
Ah, the Crystal Tower, yes. The centerpiece of the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time.
6 months? That sounds like that's gonna line up with the rest of the game. Everyone's talking about the Great Exhibition of London at the moment, it seems.
Well, it's to be the largest event of its kind anywhere in the world, with technology and scientists from all over.
Nowadays, living in a windowless room constitutes a fire safety violation. It actually is.
I can't wait for it myself.
You think visiting students from the Far East like us will be granted entry?
The last great exhibition that was held in London had more than 6 million visitors, it seemed. And this time, the British are determined to make it an even bigger success, to outdo the Paris Exposition.
I see. Yo, that's a hell of a con. Yo, 6 million people? Yo, take me to Science Con. I'm down for that. That's an incredible number of people. And with so many people expected to attend, we should easily be able to slip in unnoticed.
And there's always the honest approach of buying tickets at the main entrance, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, but like, come on. Come on, Sasato. Do I always have to be an honest, nice person? I'm gonna look at that busted bike that's been there for like a week.
There always seems to be a bicycle outside the Garrideb residence. I've read that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment, in fact.
That one seems very warped, though, especially the front wheel. Is that to make it more of a challenge to ride, do you think? Yeah, I want to use a bike on hard mode, so I'm just gonna F up one of the wheels so it's a unicycle, but harder.
No, I'm afraid that may be a result of the rider's incompetence. For the front wheel to be so badly warped, I'm afraid the rider must have been similarly afflicted.
Then there's a good chance Mr. Natsume has been practicing on this bicycle, I think.
Oh dear, I fear you may be right.
Only someone like Soseki could fuck up a bike like this.
What about that?
The snowman is still here! Yeah, why somebody built a snowman on some sort of pedestal, do you think? Yo, I still believe that there's some evidence hidden in that snowman.
That's not a pedestal, Mr. Naruhodo. That's part of the snowman's booty.
Really? It already has a perfectly good booty.
Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner.
That snowman is the champion. Wait, British snowmen, they only go 2 balls?
I love 2-ball snowmen.
You love the 2-ball snowman?
Yeah.
I mean, I would want to ramp it up. Give me a 6-ball snowman. Actually, no. I'm a fan of the, like, you just have a single giant snowball and you put a face on that. Like the uniball snowman. Yeah, in Japan they built snowmen with 2 snowballs. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like an Animal Crossing. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Just like an Animal Crossing. I'm like, I mean, I thought it was just 2 snowballs in Animal Crossing because that'd be easier. But I mean, is that actually? Oh, that's fun. That is a fun fact. Now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man. I know how he feels.
If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections. Head, torso, and legs.
Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this is a foreign snowman. Anything else to look
I
at?
was gonna say, do you want to look at the busted door windows?
Busted door windows. Where?
The
Over here?
front door of the rooming house.
Oh,
has busted windows.
I did not even see that.
Which I noticed in the last game.
Wait, that was before? I didn't even notice that before. This is my first time seeing it. The Gyarados household, Mr. Natsume's lodgings, are in a prominent position there on the corner. Sometimes when I look at the building, I can't help feeling that it's at a bit of a slant.
It does rather look as though it would collapse in even the smallest earthquake, doesn't it?
And isn't it supposed to be haunted as well? I think I might have a hunch as to why Soseki-san is such a hunched back. Well, I guess the busted windows are of no importance. It's just par for the course, I guess. So that's Briar Road.
Do we have any evidence we can present to Mr. Gyarados? Ask more about the soap.
You're right. Yo, bro, do you know about this drug soap? I mean soap?
Do you use this soap?
Do you use drugs?
Do you soap?
Do you soap, bro? Yo, bro. Yo, bro, do you soap?
We think of
Do you soap?
Men's Day. Do you spice?
Oh, yeah, do you spy? Yeah, it's just like, yo, bro, do you soap? Do you soap? Yeah, I mean, I wash myself regularly. Oh, okay, it's cool, man. It's cool. Wait, no, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, nothing, man. No. If you know, you know. See, really, the tenant didn't die of poisoning. He died of soap overdose. He OD'd on soap. Hey, dude, what do you think of the soap? Mr. Gyarados, you don't care about this because the text box didn't change.
I've been quite a couple of days, as you can imagine. I'm afraid I'm rather tired. I haven't really got the energy in the old eyeballs, to be honest with you.
I'd rather just not look at stuff right now. I don't care.
Show something else.
Have you seen this before? Nope, he does not care. Okay. Let's go to
Our house, Miss Green. We can go to all those places we've been before. There might be somebody to talk to there.
Let's go to the hospital bed. Let's go say hi to the rat. Oh shit, a rat.
Oh, she's gone?
Oh shit, she's gone.
I assume because there's folded clothes on the bed. And
Oh, this is
around
new.
her.
We didn't check
No,
this
it's
out.
not. It was there last time. We
The
just
cut is
looked
new.
at it.
Oh, it's new in that I didn't look at it.
This must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings.
She would have been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though.
I expect a friend or family member probably brought some things for her.
Alright then, let's see what's inside. Change your clothes, no doubt. And no, you know what? We probably couldn't check it because she was here. But now that she's not here, we're free to invade her privacy.
Yep. That's what we do.
No, Mr. Naruto, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings.
But the young maiden might have chocolates, or biscuits, or I want to know if she has any snacks.
We need some caramel to make an impression of crime scene object that we can take home.
Oh my god, the friggin' the Shomes evidence caramel. Yo, Rat, how you doing?
A mouse, Naruto.
Yep. He's quite healthy. He's doing good. Rat Buddy's doing good. Rat Jam. We still are not allowed to look at that painting. I'm sure it's beautiful. Yeah, I think they've got an open window. What lunatics? Let's go home. Let's just go home. We haven't been home in a little bit.
Iris, help us discover.
Hey, Iris. Show 'em's sweet. Ow. Everything went wrong in a second. Shome's evidence caramel. Tagline, the proof is in the pudding. Try my caramel. Do you need to make an impression of something quickly? Or are you hungry?
Or are you trying to make a good impression?
Oh, that's really good. Are you trying to make an impression of something? Or are you trying to make a good impression? Shome's evidence caramel. The proof is in the pudding. That's good. I like that, actually. The fire is new, apparently. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in this country, in fact. Although, I do yearn for a Japanese kotatsu. Putting your legs under a warm blanketed table is so comforting.
Now be careful, Mr. Naruto. Don't mistakenly put your feet into the fire, will you? You'd suffer terrible burns, you know.
I'm aware of what fire does. Oh, my main man Eric just joined back into the party. Ooh. I'm just trying to remember which part of Eric go. Yes, okay. Yeah, Eric is dope. It's great to have him back. It's cool. And you're on the journey to reunite the gang. I worry about how Susato-san sees me. Who is currently in your gang? Luke Lee. Viola. Okay. Well, I mean, these are all the machines we've examined before. I like that the skull is just in the bookshelf as well, with all the other things. Oh, Iris! Iris!
We're stuck, help us.
Iris? That is incredible concentration, that is.
I find it quite remarkable how she can focus on so many different things at once.
Perhaps I should try drinking more herbal tea.
The blend third from the right would be good for you, Bruno.
Oh, Iris, you can hear me. This girl is destined for great things, I'm sure. No, she's working so hard, right? Look at this little bean. She's adorable. But she is not interactable with us yet. We cannot interact with her. I imagine that then this is not where we need to be. I'm just gonna check prison one more time. Prison straight up nothing.
Back to Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Yeah, let's go back to Shamspeare's room. There must be something we missed. They just haven't moved the body. He's still just there. We checked out the soap. We checked out the soap hole. We saw this
Can you go
scrap.
sideways and see Soseki at all? No.
This is as sideways as it can go, unfortunately. Gas lamp. Where's my, like, detective button where I, like, it shows up all the things I can light up? Nothing here.
Yay, Hendrik. I hope you get him soon.
Emriak, Severana, and Serena Hendrik. Oh, yeah, Veronica and Serena. Yo, those two are the best. Veronica's the best. She's a tiny ball of... She's a tiny, sassy gremlin, and she's my favorite. Gyarados, I guess? Are you... Is there something you're...
Show him everything you have.
I'll show him what I got. Here, look at this map. Yeah, what do you think about this? Nope. Okay, one sec. I want to eat some noodles. Can you just mash through the check everything? I don't know if we'll get anything to work, but like, may as well try
It's
it.
just like from our other case, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
We've got some continuity here.
I'm just gonna look at things.
Oh, look at the inside of it. I think I didn't click it. Yeah, what is that? What is this hitbox? Whoever grabbed it, they tore it up, and they must have been right-handed. Miss Susato, I think perhaps someone's been reading too much of the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
You can never read too much of it, Mr. Naruhodo. Never. Don't you dare say those words again. I'll be forced to take you down.
F. Just looks like a big F. I can't find anything out of place here. I just, can I just use my finger and just like peel off the whatever's there? Like, it's obviously something. Oh yeah, probably just saving. Oh, you can look at the ammunition again. I mean, I don't know what that's gonna do for us. Yes, those enormous mortar shells. It's quite something seeing them up close, isn't it?
Didn't you say something about firing them into the barracks, Mr. Garadeb?
Ah, you remember, do you? Just a little mishap that occurred during training one day. What are you doing firing in your men? The captain bellowed at me.
I'm not surprised. A little mishap doesn't really do that justice, does it?
Well, one has these little incidents when one's a hot-headed young private.
Perhaps I should put some evidence that resulted from one of my little mishaps on display. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll put Hosanaga away, since we're here. 1 second.
Oh, does the great lawyer, like the great detective, want to exhibit some trophies of his finest moments?
It was such a memorable case that I solved.
Oh, what was it? I don't remember a thing. Alright, we've got shocked Garadeb now. Surprised Garadeb. I have to adjust myself, so I'm gonna be mad for a second. There we go. Laundry, nothing of note.
I'm just clicking everywhere that doesn't have a check mark.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Oh, I mean, well, when it's something to click on, it does that home in icon. So it's only something interactable if it has that zoot, if it zooms in a little bit. Yeah. Save you some time.
I get you.
The visual novel targeting system. Oh, alright, CaptnmcD has taken the scanner method approach to examining the crime scenes while I eat some noodles. We'll find it eventually.
Aren't you guys glad that DPK plays this game and not me? I just clicked something.
Oh, Eric's skill tree is actually the most ridiculous. Eric is so dope. Like, once you unlock all his, like, end game skills, like, he just shreds everything to pieces. He's awesome. Oh. Okay, I'll take back the controller in a second. One more room to scan. Because, like, there's not even anyone to, like, talk to. Aside from Garrett, but, like, I'm pretty sure we got everything out of him. Unless he has a dialogue option that, like, popped up and I didn't notice.
I keep, like, trying to click the arrow at the side.
Oh, yeah.
You have to click sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, pumped up Susato. Yeah, there's just, like, not a lot to click on in these areas. Okay. Let's... Whew. You know what? Maybe I can't go to the consultancy without going to the suite first.
Oh, you think if we go to show suite, we
I can go to the consultancy?
upstairs?
I mean, maybe? I don't know. I'm just taking guesses right now.
Worth a try.
Nothing. Damn it. Why can't we go to prison and Natsume there? I mean, why can't we get anything from prison?
Can you look around? No.
There's literally nothing to do in prison. Hospital.
Oh yes, I didn't scan the hospital.
We did not scan the hospital. Check the medicine cabinets. Check that. There's nothing there. The rat. Hello, rat. That's fine. It's fine. What the Okay, it's gotta be Gyaradev then.
He's the only thing we're in.
He's the only person who's interactable. But how? I bet he just has a new dialogue option that I just didn't pick. No. Look, I'm a lawyer. He does not care. Okay. There's gotta be something else in this room. You examine this room, right? Yes. Oh. If, just gotta try something 3 times, right? Oh my god. I really hope it's not something like in the Famicom. The Famicom Detective Club, where it's like, you have to check something 3 times. You have to kill time, you know? That was the most like, Famicom Detective Club had possibly the most insanely awesome 3rd act of any visual novel I've ever had. But it also has some of the most frustrating video game moments I've had to deal with. Yes. Ah, man, there's just... We did this. Check this. Yep, we got that.
Teacup on the table.
Oh. Oh my god, teacup on the table. You know why we didn't examine it? Because we got close to the hand and it was this. We have to examine the tea. Oh my goodness. Alright.
One of the teacups that Mr. Shamsby and his guest drank from last night. But don't go drinking from them, Mr. Naruhodo. There's bitter poison inside.
Oh my god, this game, man. Sometimes it's like, I'm not planning on drinking any. Don't worry. Anyway, the cups are both empty.
That's true. So one was Mr. Shamspear's, and the other must be the cup that Mr. Natsume was drinking from.
But Soseki-san wasn't poisoned, of course. Perhaps we should take these so we can examine them in more detail. Ah! Give me the cup! Put them in my pocket.
No, Soseki.
There we go. Now we can go to prison.
Looks like you're having a good snoop around, eh?
Inspector Gregson! Back so soon!
After I threw that little Japanese fella in the clink, I went and reported this to Investigation Division. 5 minutes time, this place will be cordoned off by the yard.
Oh, I see. We better be leaving then.
Poor Mr. Natsume must be feeling very low, being back in his cell again so soon.
I'm sure. What the? What about? Ah! What?
Oh, my.
What's wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
He's not dead.
Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player.
Oh my god. Not gonna lie, that genuinely spooked me. Because I saw the fork drop first and I saw the hand start to
You
move.
didn't think we were playing a Halloween game. But here comes the spoop.
Yeah, you didn't think we were playing a Halloween game, but we're playing something spooky. Yo, the fuck?
That struts and frets his owl upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
So, as I said,
Now,
he slept in for half an hour.
He slept in for.
And they kicked his door down. Presumed him dead.
They did a lot. Nobody thought just, hey, hey, bro, wake up.
now, how soundeth the next part?
It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Indeed, oh happy day.
Is he dead again?
What? Ooh.
Can you let Soseki out of jail?
Walking Dead!
Because,
What?
if he just got up again and it clearly wasn't Soseki.
The fella isn't dead at all?
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, what the fuck's going on?
Do you soap?
What was that not? Yo, bro, do you soap? Yo, this guy's soaping hard right now, man. He's deep in the soap. What if he told Soseki to not say he's alive?
He's like, this shall be my greatest performance.
Oh my god, imagine.
I'll finally have an audience.
It's for art. What was that nonsense he was saying, though?
I think, yes, it was from William Shakespeare's Macbeth. A soliloquy from Act 5, Scene 5.
Shakespeare. Damn, bro. Yo, what the fuck? So it was that the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, came back to life. If the man had indeed been poisoned, it transpired that it hadn't killed him. He was taken by emergency carriage to a nearby hospital for treatment. And Inspector Gregson evicted us from the scene of the crime.
Why is it a scene
Whatever,
of a crime if he's
whatever
not
that
dead?
now was. I don't know, man. I think they're really pushing for just.
Why is Soseki in jail?
They really just want to put Soseki in jail. I'm pretty sure they're just
Because
racist.
I wasn't reading this, but apparently we're gonna go to Soseki now.
Yep. Are we gonna tell Soseki? Hey, it's that other dude from the first game that we were like, who the fuck is this guy?
He's looking in the soap.
He's
window.
looking in the soap hole. He's looking in the soap hole.
He knows about the soap.
He knows about the soap. He soaps. This guy totally soaps. wait. I kind of want to just get like. Wait, let me. I'm gonna find a PNG.
You found the weirdest weirdo.
Soap PNG. Let's find a good one. What's a good? Oh, for a second I thought one of them said edible. Edible soap? Okay, wait. We'll go for green soap. Green soap PNG. Okay. Oh, look at all these soaps. Which one looks... I think this one looks kind of like it. Although I am a fan of... I'm seeing some soaps that are like a happy... Oh, that PNG's a lie. Okay, maybe I can... Maybe I can still get it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be a second. This is very important.
He's busy getting soap.
I'm busy getting the soap. Oh, I don't want that. No, get that out of here. Okay, F it. There are too many ads in the way. Okay, no soap. Soap is for next stream. Oh, CaptnmcD went to sleep. Oh, CaptnmcD's awake.
That's how I feel about the soap search.
Casually did 1.5 thousand damage with an attack. Ooh, nice. Was it a crit?
Whatever do you think will happen now?
Good question. What a strange situation for Mr. Natsume. Arrested for murder, but then the victim comes back to life.
I think perhaps the victim was never dead in the first place. It seems very likely that Mr. Shamspeare did consume poison as we deduced. But was it an accident, attempted suicide, or attempted murder?
And that is not a crit or with attack buffs. Oh, nice. That's a lot of damage.
Until the truth can be established, I imagine the police will keep Mr. Natsume in custody.
I suppose so. Let's hope it doesn't come to anything more than a night in the cells. Oh, what's this? Hey, you! Why are you looking in the soap hole? What's that man doing over there? Looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo?
Excuse me. Can we have a word? Hey! Yo, what the fuck? He just pieced out! He just like... He fucking JoJo'd his way out of the scene. He just like did a
That
pose.
little cartoon, like, jaw drop.
Yeah, he had a cartoon jaw drop. What is that? Oh my...
This is an interesting case.
I mean, we finally get to know about the weirdos.
Do we? Do you know anything more about those weirdos?
I know that they soap.
I feel I've seen that man somewhere before. Where was it?
I do too, but I don't remember. Well, we've done as much investigating here as we can, I think. Perhaps we ought to go to the prison and speak with Mr. Natsume again.
A good idea.
Okay, I guess we're... Hey, Soseki, about the murder that you did. Oh, Soseki, don't be so down. Come on, man, it's not that bad. He didn't die. 21st February, local prison, cell 9.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Natsume, have the police finished questioning you now?
Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, yes. What is he? Tell me, is he a ghost? Is he here to haunt me? Let me guess, you're talking about Mr. Sholmes. Where is he?
He actually calls himself a great detective, Mr. Natsume. Not a ghost.
But his diabolic deductions, they're not of this world. They've left me. Oh, cursed! I'm cursed, I tell you! Well, that sort of hurts.
Credit where credit is due, Mr. Naruhodo. You were heavily involved in the deduction, too.
Yes, moving on. We have some wonderful news. Oh?
What's his face isn't dead.
The victim that we all thought was dead has come back to life again.
Now in the absolutely worst case, you could only be tried for attempted murder.
Which means maybe you'll be
That's-
in prison but not killed.
That's great, isn't it, Mr. Natsume? It's terrible!
Oh?
I'm stuck in this cell, suffering for some silly wrong end of the stick.
You did it, didn't you? Confess, you're a killer. Why the mustache?
Constant questions! I'm sorry to hear that. That selfish shyster! Make up your mind. Are you dead or alive? If you're going to come back to life, why bother dying? Wickedly wishy-washy William. You know what? I now see why Soseki made it onto the character choice poll. You know, after
He's
the
in
first
a lot of cases.
after the first game, I was like, he's all right, but now he's growing on me.
It seems likely. It seems likely that Mr. Shamspeare was never actually dead in the first place.
Ah, yes, that might make sense. And I'm pleased that he's alive, of course. Our lively debate last night was much fun. I'd be sad to think it was our last. Oh. Oops.
Mr. Natsume, does this mean that you did see the victim last night? You met with Mr. Shamspeare, didn't you?
Don't lie to us, Soseki.
Don't lie to us, Soseki.
I'm not saying another word. I'd about to have a lawyer present.
That would be
Who do you think I am? Please, Mr. Natsume, we need to hear your side of the story.
Oh, why am I cursed like this?
All right, unlock those dialogue boxes for me. What happened? Can you tell us exactly what happened last night then, Mr. Natsume?
There's nothing to tell. But, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, I'm eternally grateful to you for helping me with that accursed case yesterday.
Then you should probably tell us what happened.
Yeah, you should probably tell us what happened to this one. The case that saw poor Miss Green hospitalized after she ended up with a knife in her back.
It's hard to believe that was only yesterday. After the trial was over, I trudged my weary way back to my lowly lodgings. And that evening, at 9:30 it must have been, I visited Mr. Shamspeare.
So you did go to the victim's room then?
As we feared. I didn't do anything wrong! I'd never been to his room before! It was the first time!
Then what made you decide to go?
I bumped into him when I arrived back at the house. We got chatting and it developed into a discussion. But he had to go out, so I bade him farewell.
That ties in with what Mr. Garrett said, that the victim went out and came back after 8.
We met again later that evening, at around 9 or just after, when I took him some nice tea I'd brewed as a gift.
So it was you who brought the tea that clearly been drunk at the scene then.
And I suppose you were discussing the works of Shakespeare, were you? Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Romeo and Juliet. Who was the stronger? It was a delightful debate. I'm sure. Such a stimulating subject, Shakespeare.
And I love Sasato's face here. She's just like, yeah, what the fuck? Ooh, why do I have a welcome to the chat room message? Did the stream blink? Are we still live? I hope we're still live.
Yes, we did.
It says we're live. Okay. And the debate became very heated, so you slipped poison into Mr. Shamspeare's tea.
No, never! Not at all! Team Juliet won! That was me! And when I left his room...
You're still alive. Thank you, Lapin.
The flamboyant fellow was fighting fit! I swear it! Categorically!
What's this about your cursed existence? Mr. Natsume, you often say the same thing about yourself, I've noticed. That you have a cursed existence?
I'm sure I've mentioned this to you before, but I've been here in Great Britain for a year now, and in that time, I've learned that it's no place for me. It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the... It can be very trying to live in a foreign land and adapt to the ways of another culture. There are foreigners everywhere I look, and they all stare at me. They all laugh. That's the impression I get whenever I go out. It makes me scared to leave my room.
What if Shamspeare tried to poison Soseki but drank from the wrong cup? Possible. Also possible. That'd be pretty ironic. It would be a Trixie Shenanigans.
Which is why I've become a recluse. But even in my room, I find no respite from my fears. I've moved more times than I can remember. And then, 1 week ago, I moved into Briar Road.
But why? I mean, why did you choose that place? It doesn't seem very comfortable.
Because the rent is cheap.
I have so little money, it spoke to me.
The rent?
Obviously, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because the room is cursed. Cursed? Cursed how? The previous occupant, the man who lived there before I took the room, died there.
Oh no!
He was only a young man, but one morning he was found dead and no one could explain why.
Surely no one wants to live in a room with a history like that.
I didn't. When the letting agent recommended the place, I wavered. But I want books, and books cost money. A horrible history is a small price to pay. When I realized it would mean I could buy more books, I signed the lease like lightning.
Brave or blinkered? Listen, some people have whack priorities. In a story that I will bring up from time to time, I do know a person who spent like student assistance money from the government on Magic the Gathering cards so that he could build a sweet Jace deck with top deck blue cards. And yeah, he's a moron. That's kind of where that story goes. I have stories between me and him playing Magic and stuff, but those will have to wait for another time. Oh, hey, and the Magic card is up here. How perfect. Yeah, guy I knew back in university days. We all wondered where he got the money for his boss-ass top-tier decks, and then he told us. And,
Those are some priorities.
yeah, those are some priorities some people have, you know?
But after I moved in, I soon came to realize what I'd done. I could realize how horrible that room's history really was.
Gosh, was it really so awful?
Horrible history. Let's look at that horrible history.
How did the room's horrible history affect you, Mr. Natsume? What happened?
At first, it was just a feeling. The feeling of beady eyes boring into my back, watching me.
Do you think that might just have been your mind playing tricks on you?
No. My mind doesn't know any tricks. It was someone else. I have no tricks in here. I'm a very simple man. It's been one long nightmare ever since I was given the keys to the place.
A nightmare? You've been having bad dreams, you mean?
All the souls who've died in that room lean over me in my sleep
All the souls?
and try to strangle me.
I thought just one guy died there.
I thought it was just one guy. That really is horrible.
And now I come to think of it, it happened again last night too.
Oh, you know what? It's the Creepo. It's Creepo Man.
So,
It's the Soap Man. Yo, this soap. They're soaping. People are soaping in the sleep. People are soaping in the streets. They're gonna soap you while you sleep.
The very same night that Mr. Shamspeare was writhing in agony from the poison in his body, I was on the verge of being suffocated silently by these miserable spirits in my room.
You simply must move out of that room as soon as possible.
Yes, you're right. I know it. And that's why I'm already searching for the next room with a history to call home.
I think perhaps you should try to avoid accommodation with any kind of history at all. Otherwise, I'm scared that you yourself may become history.
Susato, he didn't need that. He's already freaking out. Why? Don't give him new things to worry about, Susato. Susato knows how to make the man listen. We're just gonna leave him there. Bye.
Of course, Mr. Lord of the Manor is worried about the curse on my room as well.
You mean Mr. Garadeb?
Yes, he knows that if people keep dying there, he'll never be able to rent it out again.
Well, that's true. I, for one, wouldn't go near the place.
Perhaps that may explain why the landlord pays so much attention to the gas lamps and his tenants' movements.
You mean because he's worried about their well-being? He does seem to have an unusual keen interest in the amount of gas in the pipes. Must be a reason why he keeps such close tabs on the occupants of his let rooms.
that's why he checked
What do you
half an
mean?
hour after normal.
Yeah, half an hour.
What do you mean he pays so much attention to the gas lamps?
Oh dear. No, it's nothing to do with you, Mr. Natsume. Please forget I said anything. I said anything.
Oh, now you're talking about me behind my back as well. What's important is that Mr. Shamspeare isn't in fact dead at all. Once he's come around and he's able to tell us what happened, we'll be able to get you released. Yes, please. Oh, I do hope you're right.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Inspector Gregson.
Couldn't help overhearing what you just said. And on that note, he actually is dead. I have some good news and some bad news.
Oh,
Which do you want first?
always, every time, the bad news comes first. When hope is all you have, hold on to it. That is my guiding principle.
Alright, well, in that case, the good news it is.
Huh?
Sorry, but it's just a lot easier to explain everything in that way.
Then why did you ask me my preference?
As you might have heard, the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, was just unconscious. He's come round now.
Yes, we saw it happen in all its terrifying glory. Yeah, that moment was still wicked, just seeing it happen.
He's still being treated by the doctors, but we've managed to get a written statement from him already.
Oh, isn't that wonderful, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, thank goodness. It's all over then. I can leave this somber cell.
Sorry, no. That's not in the cards.
What?
Why have a not, Inspector?
Mr. Shamspeare has implicated someone as being responsible for what happened last night.
Implicated someone?
Oh dear.
You don't mean...
I'm sorry to say I do, yes. He's pointed the finger at you, Mr. Natsume. By sweet poison did he seeketh to end my life. That wicked caitiff, Soseki Natsume. No. So I'm afraid you'll be appearing in court as planned. You'll be wanting to make the necessary preparations.
No! Oof. Soseki, oof. And so, once again, Soseki-san found himself having to take the dock in the Old Bailey. Whether his room was haunted or whether he was just terribly unlucky, I knew I had no choice. The following day, I would represent him in court and do my utmost to break the curse that blighted him. Ba-ba-bum, yeah! I'm suspecting a save point. Probably gonna play a little bit longer. I do want to go to at least like 11. So we'll get the court started, because I imagine that's what it's gonna be.
So, they were having a debate about Romeo and Juliet.
And then he poisoned himself to get the big brain play and get his opponent in jail.
I was gonna say. And the strength of their feelings. And Team Juliet won.
Yeah.
Who poisoned herself.
Oh, Team Juliet won, and Juliet poisoned herself, so that Romeo poisoned himself after. Wait, because that was because Romeo was unconscious, wasn't it? Wasn't it like Romeo was napping and Juliet walked in and was like, "Oh my god!" and then she poisoned herself, and then Romeo's like, "Oh my god!" and then he poisoned himself.
I don't remember which one was fake poisoning and which one was real poisoning. It's been too long since I read the play.
Because I feel like it was.
That's what I was thinking too.
Do you think he was just acting it out? He's like, I poisoned myself to fuck with Mr. Natsume. I am odd. Save your current progress. Let's go. Okay, let's save.
You didn't off yourself when I fake
Coward.
myself. You don't care about me at all.
I barely know who you are.
You acted like you didn't know me after that.
I didn't know you. The Old Bailey's defendant's antechamber. I didn't know you before that. The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange. I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all at the same time. Oh, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon. That's my line. Good morning! It's a very aggressive good morning. Good morning, Mr. Natsume. It was only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here. Yes, we somehow managed to prove they didn't stab Miss Green in the back. But now this!
That's what I'm
Another morning, another murder! I'm here again in this hellhole. Oh, yo, I'm here in this hellhole.
So I'm surprised you said good morning.
Yeah.
Bad morning.
Can't keep coming to court. So what he's talking about did happen last game. Yeah, so, yeah, so in the previous game, he was basically found guilty of, people thought he was guilty of stabbing a woman in the back in the middle of the street.
Because he was walking home down the same street as her from going to a bookshop, and she collapsed, and people were like, he was the only one in the street.
Yeah, he was the only one there, so it was like,
but it
without going into too much detail, he was innocent. It was just the like wrong place, wrong time, and that was literally 2 days ago. And so now in the second game, we're like, man, do you remember that second case we did with Soseki? And you're like, yeah, and now we're doing it now.
Yeah.
So basically he just got proven not guilty and he's immediately back. Can't keep coming to court. I'm beginning to think he's right. It really does seem as though he's cursed.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh,
Is it that we're against Van Zieks?
Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Is it that we're against Van Zieks again?
I'm guessing that's the bad news. That's
Yes.
usually the bad
Good morning.
news.
So here we are again.
Yes, again. I love this interaction.
Because she doesn't want to tell him, but she wants to.
Judicial Assistant Miss Miko Thomas Caress. What's the bad news?
Oh dear, you heard, did you?
If you come in shouting to the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say.
Oh, I am sorry.
You've done nothing wrong, Mr. Sato. Now what is it?
Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial
Is Van
will
Zieks?
be led by Lord Baron Van Zieks.
I mean, who else is it gonna be? Van Zieks? Ah! Oh no. Oh no, 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 no! Oh, we beat him once already. We're fine.
We don't even know any other prosecutors.
Yeah, we don't need, we don't know any other prosecutors in the country, so it's fine. So-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. Oh, look at that point. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Soseki-san and I relentlessly. How come we can't change his outfit? I want to be able to give him a different outfit.
He's not on our team. You can't be like, I brought you a gift. Would you like to wear it?
No, it would be more like I brought you a gift, you're wearing it. It's a gift for me.
Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter. After all.
Yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the dock when Lord Van Zieks is the prosecutor. However, we do have confirmed future sight as of this game. Because, like,
Soseki?
we've done a time skip, and Soseki is currently okay in the current timeline.
Yeah.
This is in the past, so we know Soseki survives this, unless it is a Soseki clone.
Yeah.
But he should be fine.
Also, yes, he is definitely a vampire.
He's absolutely a vampire. We're quite certain he's drinking blood on the dock.
No, he's not, because he doesn't drink it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's not drinking blood because he doesn't drink it. He fucking chucks it across
That's
the
his,
floor.
Like, of course, I'm a wine drinker, but actually, I've never even had a sip of this. I just throw it all over the courtroom.
Oh no.
That even if a person is found not guilty, the accursed will meet a mysterious end one way or another.
We've experienced it firsthand. Oh, right. This is how the first... Oh, so, by the way, this is how the first time we went against Zieks, this is how it ended.
This wasn't how the case ended. We got the dude off,
Yeah, he was...
and then we went into the lobby. We're like, great, we got you off. And
Yeah,
then,
he was
like,
the- and then
5
just-
minutes later, this happened.
Yeah, he was declared not guilty, and then he was in flames a minute later. Right here in the Old Bailey. Yeah, do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes boring into my soul again?
Yeah.
Cursed by evil spirits and now by the Reaper! Pair of petrifying perils, potentially. The defense posits that this is the murder weapon. Giant flame van. Or flame carriage.
Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes. I'm innocent. You have to believe me. What is a murder weapon? A miserable pile of evidence and no, okay. Anyway. But enough chat. Have at you. You have to believe me. You more than anyone now.
Oh, he's gonna cry.
Oh, he's gonna. I mean, Soseki's always on the verge of tears.
I don't know. He's just
Don't
like,
worry.
Ah! The
Yeah.
giant mouth opens. Straight.
Like the
But
freaking.
that's not like crying.
He's crying on the inside. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Alright, let's look at the jury. Okay, so I said 4, CaptnmcD said 3.
Yep.
Returning jurors.
And then it's gonna be like 0. And we're gonna be like, oh.
0. You see those eye pockets? That is sleep deprivation right there. I think that's like sleep deprivation combined with paranoia and constant looking around all the time. He's a lot less jittery right now, but he was even more jittery before.
You know,
Yeah.
we had a lot of repeat jurors in the last game, but this is a whole new game. They may have new assets.
They may have new assets.
There might be repeating jurors in the next cases, but that this is a fresh batch.
I'm standing by 4. I think 4 jurors are going to be the same.
Well, the trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom.
Let's go.
Oh, yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean.
'Cause he's a
That's
juror.
probably for the best.
Oh,
If he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zieks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly.
I hope Sholmes is on the jury.
Oh, you think Sholmes is on the jury? Oh, that'd be fucking wild. That would actually be kind of hilarious. At least that's my gut feeling.
Mr. Naruhodo.
You're right. Yes, you're so right. Oh, well said, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Well said. I swear on the sword at my side, and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free with honor.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Nice. All right. 22nd February, 9:40 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Oh, baby. Are we 6? Is that 6 guys for 6?
I don't.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. Oh man, we are looking spiffy. Readiness for the trial. Yo, that's literally Dracula. Yo, he is. He is. Wait. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you haven't seen this man in action yet, like, you'll see. Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs.
What I'm guessing?
No, just the one toss. Yeah. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. Listen, man, it's not just in my imagination. It's really there. Lord Van Zieks has such an animosity towards us Japanese for some reason. And it's... You do go over it at the end of the last game. You do talk with him, and he's like, yup. You're like, Van Zieks, are you racist? And he's like, I've been betrayed by a Japanese man before, but I'm not going into it. And that's kind of all you get.
It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. In these past few years, he hasn't appeared in court at all.
Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only when I'm defending. This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is prosecutor shrouded in mystery. Oh, deep breaths, deep breaths. We got this, we got this. Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Soseki-san's trial.
Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You have been chosen at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Chosen at random?
Only like
I'm-
10 people live in London.
I think these are actually the same people from case 4 of the last game. No, it's just the same people, man.
Are you here to fulfill your duty? Absolutely. I had a feeling this larrikin wasn't innocent before.
Yeah. Hashtag like quotation random. He's been in like 3 of them so far. 1.
2.
I must say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit right.
I'm pretty sure we're 6. No, that's a new one. Oh, well, I rather like how well you're wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually.
No.
Oh, who are you? Oh, I like your dress. I like that fur coat. And matching really everything that you've got.
So it's 5 out of 6 are repeats.
5 out of 6 are repeats. That's pretty crazy.
I need to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick.
Oh, that's who you are in this trial?
That's who.
I couldn't agree more. I take home 5 bob tonight, or Mrs. will go through the roof.
You were here yesterday. You was here 2 days ago.
Exactly, me.
Yes.
Always the I'm too busy to be here.
Why do you think he's guilty? I just want to get my ass out of this courtroom. And you know what, though? Juror number 6, let's go. He's my favorite juror.
Yeah, his birthday fire.
This birthday fire. I think I forgot something. I wonder what it was. Oh, may the Lord show us all light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict. Oh, juror number 6 is... He's always got such fun... Grandpa's always got such fun stories.
The British jury system is so very different to our own, isn't
How
it?
does it keep bringing up the same jurors?
Yeah, what are the odds?
It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of judgment is in the hand of 6 members of the public. And that the judge can only pass sentence when all jurors are in agreement about the defendant's guilt.
Look, Bruce, like 1 and 2 are already ready to give verdicts. So is 4. So is 4 and 5. 6 is just... I don't think he even knows he's here.
Whoever 6 is always like the old lady or the old man, and they're always just like, oh, I don't know. This guy makes nice gardens, or I've got a birthday party to go to.
I was on fire once.
They're just doing their own thing, and then they go, oh, we're at a decision time? Yes, I agree.
Guilty.
I agree with everybody else.
The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago.
Yeah, but he was found innocent.
Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today.
What?
Where
Wait.
possible? That's bias.
That's like... That's like way more rigged than it could possibly be. It's literally, these 6 dudes have been confirmed to hate you. So we're bringing as many of them as we can back. Why?
Where possible, we wanted them to have a bias against.
Yeah, we wanted as much bias against you as possible. Like, outright. He even says it this time.
Sadly.
Very well, let us commence the trial.
Yeah, sadly one of them couldn't make it back. Oh, yeah, because one of them is in jail. Right.
Yep, she sure is.
Oh, they'd put her on the bench if she wasn't in jail, though. They'd put her on the bench if they could.
Well,
Oh, hey!
woo.
The Prime sub. Thanks, yo. Your support keeps this channel... Thank you for the sub, the Mellow Chris. Your support keeps this channel alive. That money will go to buying DLC or new games for the stream. Heck yeah.
Very well, let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zieks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decision. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences.
He's murdered again.
Did the accused repent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from...
He didn't do anything wrong! Oh my god!
Bought some books.
He just bought some books. Oh, Zieks, you're so grimy. He's so good at his job.
Instead, he uses freedom to perpetuate...
To perpetrate?
Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime. Namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstances of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witness to the stand.
Garda?
Tell me they bring the dude who died. Look at Dracula over here.
The detective responsible for investigating the scene,
Greg's.
and the accused himself.
We're gonna see Bacon and Greg's. You dropped something. Oh, give me a sec.
Witnesses, your names and occupations, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Soseki Natsume, from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student to study your language and culture.
Oh, Mr. Natsume.
Yes, my lord. Sir.
I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember it as it were yesterday.
Oh wait, it was yesterday.
The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough.
Oh, believe me, this is the last place I want to be.
Inspector, let's hear from you first. Explain the case for the court. Right you are, sir. The incident occurred at the Garadeb household where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor room with the victim, Mr. William Shamspeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamspeare collapsed in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door. This means, I presume, the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident. Therefore, nothing could have gone in or out during that entire time, and obviously it was Soseki's fault. Case closed. Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making entry to or exit from the room impossible.
In this game, have we ever had a room that wasn't locked?
When the crime was outside. The crime was outside once. But like this game, out of like the 7 cases we've done so far,
They like
I
to
think
lock.
like 3 or 4 have been locked rooms.
The boat?
The boat was locked. Yep.
The pawn shop thing?
The pawn shop was locked. This one is locked.
The carriage
The
was locked.
carriage. Yeah, the carriage was locked. Yeah, we're at 4. Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah. If it was locked from the inside, and Soseki was outside the room when the body was found, we're gonna address that. Any concerns you may have, we'll probably get to them. Probably. Who knows?
It's because he gave him the poison, wished him goodnight, then he locked the door,
And then
like
had the
to go drink his tea at the table while Soseki went to his room. The end.
and he had a second cup out for him after he left.
That's
Although the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, lives to tell tale, he very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him. I was first officer on the scene, my lord. And I have photographic print here that I took at the time to show how it looked.
What's that going on the left there?
Looks like a leak.
That looks like a leak.
Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present believed that's exactly what it was.
Hey man,
what
you
it
didn't
was.
let us touch the body. We could have maybe found a pulse or something.
Very well. I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court.
You know, gas leak also might just come into play again anyway, if there's leaks in the pipes and stuff. Or if that tea was just flung across the room. The crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record.
Now then, Mr. Natsume.
Yes. Yes.
As the defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture?
No.
They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits.
Oh, the rooms.
Oh, good gracious. Oh, what's haunted?
My lodgings. There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the street outside. My neighbor was poisoned. And me? What about me? I've nearly been killed countless times.
Killed Mr. Natsume? How?
Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed. But before long, the stove went out. And somebody tried to kill me.
You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume.
But it's so cold. My runny nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. No, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed?
Thank you, witnesses. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events.
If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point.
Already?
Conclusive. Go on.
Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shamspeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal. And he has named the true culprit. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused.
The accused? Oh, good grief.
But they both drank the tea. Okay. Yeah, you know what?
Giant puddle.
It's fine. We'll get everyone's gonna say we're guilty, and then we're gonna be like summation, examination, and then we'll get to play. We'll get to have a turn.
Can you look at the photograph? Can we look at the puddle?
Let's look at the photograph and then look at said puddle. Look at the photograph. I cannot look at the puddle.
Okay. We're not ready for
We're
that
not
yet.
ready for the puddle.
Order!
Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. If Soseki-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him? The puddle is too powerful for us. We cannot interact with it yet.
Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you to say to this accusation?
That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shamspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never!
The public pump was frozen, you say?
That's not information we've heard before.
That will do, thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine witnesses at least once. So, before I declare him guilty, I'll give you 5 minutes. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection.
None whatsoever, my lord.
Good. Then you will give your account of events on the night in question of the court now.
Yes. Yes, my lord.
At least once, I say, as I am sure this will occur more than once. Oh, that catastrophic night.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor, and I took some tea with me as a gift. We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11. My tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, couldn't he?
Strychnine takes some time to have some effect on the body. People don't keel over immediately after taking it. Victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. The argument still stands.
But he also drank the tea. Right? Just... Oh.
Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward.
Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless. Presumably, though, the teacups have been examined for traces of the poison, haven't they?
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Oh, that's a smart one. Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to.
What?
Did I hear you correctly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect's substance. How could you have over...
It's strychnine then.
Isn't that the first thing you should have done?
My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed.
I think it's the first thing you should have done.
The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked.
Unable? Why?
It's simple enough. There was none left. Not a drop. Someone must have been very thirsty indeed.
I'm so torn. Why don't you, Miguel's a... Oh, hold up 1 second. Okay, pausing the stream. I'm looking at that. Sorry, guys. I have to look at my little bro. We'll be right back. I will be right back, but I'm looking at Big Mig TTV for a second.
Maid outfit waiting room.
Waiting room. Ah, it's not up yet.
He's not one yet.
Okay, I'm keeping that screen on the side for me to look at. Yo, he's gonna be able to pull it off, I'm sure. He's not showing yet. Okay. Don't worry, I've got a window open and I'm just gonna shout out of context when that happens. So if anyone wants to see why I randomly yell, it's gonna be because I say, oh wait, yo, it's happening. Okay. Is it happening? I think I'm gonna, okay. Do I read some more text? Oh my god, my little bro.
I was gonna say, someone must have been thirsty indeed. It's clearly us in the maid outfit.
Someone must have been very thirsty indeed. Oh, it's clearly all of us. Oh no. It's clearly all of chat.
Looking at the Big Mig.
What an inopportune time. Best test box for this to appear on, right? Yeah, like, what a time to pause the stream. Oh my god, I want to read more dialogue, but like, this suspense is killing me. Big Mig is quite the showman.
With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances. We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funnily enough. The lack of examination notwithstanding, it appears nothing other than the tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question.
No, that is not true. He ate soap, man.
Couldn't you have investigated, like, him?
Could you have investigated the soap
can
that
you-
was in his teeth?
No, but I mean, like, where does strychnine affect you? Could you do a blood test on the victim that he was poisoned? What if he just had a bad night?
Oh,
He
well,
had
no.
wine?
I think they checked, and the effects on his body are strychnine effects. I think that's what it's saying.
What's happening?
Oh, baby. Ryonosuke's emotion is my emotion to what I'm seeing on my secondary screen right now. I'm sorry, folks, that the stream here is kind of stopped, but damn, he doing it. Oh, damn. All right, okay, that's enough of that. Time to leave my little bro stream alone. You know what though, man? He did it. He said he was gonna do it. He did it. I wonder where he got that actually. Okay, I'm gonna continue. That's a spectacle for another for later. I see. Thank you. The matter is clear. Back to a regularly scheduled program. Yes. You know, Guy
Thank you for
McDude.
telling us,
Guy McDude, thank you for being the hero for popping in and telling us about it while I wasn't watching. We salute you for your efforts. Oh, that heads up is perfect, man. Wicked. All right. I see. Thank you. The matter is clear.
Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend.
What?
You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity.
He's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me.
Do these look like the faces of mercy to you?
It's okay, but I can't let them beat me down. I won't.
Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. No problem, my lord. The catastrophic night.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when...
Press. Pressing everything. Always press everything at first. When you don't know the obvious move, just press everything. Were you and your neighbor good friends then?
No, we weren't friends. Not at all. Not at all.
Then why would you bring him in?
Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed. This actually kind of makes you look more suspicious, bro. Then why'd you decide to pay him a visit?
Mr. Shamspeare fancied himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together.
Come now, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature.
And ignore. And on the night in question, what was the topic of conversation? That was oh my god. And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume.
It was the day of my last trial when I was acquitted. I just arrived back at my lodgings when I ran into Mr. Shamspeare outside on the street. That was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged 1 or 2 pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though. So I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No! Not 1! Not 2! Not any! Not at all! Never, ever!
A simple no would have sufficed, I feel.
Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room.
We had a heated literary debate over a nice hot drink, after which I went back to my room at around 11.
Hold it. A literary debate about Shakespeare's works, I think you said, didn't you?
Shakespeare? A very worthy topic of conversation, I must say.
Oh, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet, who was stronger? It was a profoundly pleasurable parley.
Romeo and Juliet? Who was stronger?
I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go?
Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment.
See?
CaptnmcD, how are you actually right about this one? What? Oh my god, no. What? No.
Specialized!
CaptnmcD is just a friggin' wizard. A psychic wizard. Oh my god.
So we battled it out, in a Greco-Roman style, naturally.
What?
Mr. Shamspeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for just such a concert.
For art!
For art and debates!
So when you say reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume?
He as Romeo, I as Juliet, and after a vigorous wild tussle, I as Juliet came out on top. A victory I'll cherish forever!
I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage.
I like that then it wasn't a debate, it was like a fight.
Yeah, it's like they started throwing hands. Oh my god.
The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and took it to the victim, correct?
I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me.
Did they reenact the play or the shonen anime adaptation? Oh my god, I forgot that there's shonen anime of a bunch of Shakespeare stuff.
There's anime of everything.
That's true, there's anime everything. Isn't there also an anime of Count of Monte Cristo?
Yes! Apparently it's surprisingly accurate compared to other remakes of it. But it's
That's
like
awesome.
vampires in space or something. And I was
What?
like, what?
Okay.
And I kind of need to find it.
Okay. Hold up. Okay, I have to put this in my Google search history so I remember that it's real.
We didn't pick up that one that was just like the Count of Monte Cristo.
Count
that was
of
a manga,
Monte
but there is
Cristo.
an anime that's like based on it that is the weird space one.
Oh. Would it happen to be Gankutsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo? I don't know, man. It's got some dope art, though. Oh my god. I'm looking at this thumbnail, and it definitely looks like space vampire anime. And I'm kind of about it.
Well, you listen to the Count of Monte Cristo now. You know it's an amazing story.
I know that the Count of Monte Cristo is an amazing story, so I would love to see it as an anime.
What if Monte Cristo was anime?
I'd heard that he was too poor to have tea himself, you see.
It's true. There's no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room.
I wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless. Of course it was.
And do you have any basis for that statement, witness?
Oh, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he?
Why was Lord Van Zieks talking about the Monte Cristo anime? You know, it's crazy, right? But he's a fan. He read the story and he had to know.
What if it was anime?
There was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room anywhere, was there?
That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a top pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry. Which is a pity, because one drop is all we would have needed to analyze it for poison.
And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume.
Yes, definitely. By heaven and earth, I swear it.
And Zieks a weeb confirmed. That's why he keeps going against Ryunosuke. He's trying to, you know what it is? He doesn't want other people to know he's a weeb, so he has to pretend he hates everything that comes from Japan.
So people are
It's because he fell in love with a weeb and then she broke his heart. Or he broke his heart. And then as such takes it out on everyone else. Yes.
Totally in space.
It's in space?
50-53.
What?
The moon city of Luna.
What? You're 50-53 Count of Monte... Okay, I definitely have to find this Count of Monte Cristo anime. That sounds effing wild.
Yes, definitely. By heaven and earth, I swear it.
Landlord was able to verify that as it happens. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 that night. And how was the landlord able to attest to this? He, said it was the lamps, I believe. The lamps, Inspector?
When tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in the other parts of the room flicker. Or in the other outside of the house flicker.
Yes, Mr. Goldab seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants.
There's only one key to Mr. Shakespeare's room. I know that for certain. So he must have locked the door himself, from inside his room.
Victim has confirmed that to be the case, yes.
So I'm right. The tea was harmless. Completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that.
He's like, and he's not?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Strychnine takes some time to have some effect on the body. They don't keel over immediately after taking it.
How long does it take for symptoms to appear then?
According to the coroner I was speaking to at the yard, about 30 minutes after the poison's consumed. And the victim suffers violent convulsions, cramping, and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation.
So there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of symptoms. There seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure.
Oh dear, death by poisoning again. It's always so awful.
30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left.
Can't deny that. It further degrades Soseki-san's alibi.
I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells it out, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it. Very well. The court will add this report to the court record as evidence.
Let's take a look-see.
It obviously mentions the poison as well as other details gleaned during the police investigation. Let's look at those other details.
Yes, I see it here. Delayed onset of symptoms.
Great. Alright, here we go. Checking it out. Let's check it out. Let's check out the item. No, not present. Oh, wait, actually present. I have to press that button anyway. But I'm not pressing X. I'm pressing A. William Shakespeare, or Shamspeare, 31. Cause of coma. Ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. High likelihood of the substance having been mixed with the tea the victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. What's on the page 2? Investigative conclusions. The poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30 a.m. on 21st February. Assessed from victim's pocket watch appears to have broken when the man collapsed after delayed onset of symptoms. No container for the poison was found at the scene. It's because it's the soap, man.
1:30.
Yeah, 1:30 seems like not the right time.
It does not.
Because what
That's
time?
Not 30 minutes after. If he left at 11.
Yeah, he left at 11. That's
'Cause I was
1:30.
thinking that they were gonna say, okay, well, he left at 11, so that was time for the dude to pay his last gas to be the lights on till 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But
Let's do the obvious
he
thing.
dropped his watch at 1:30. That is 2 hours.
Yeah, so let's do the obvious one. Let's see it. Actually, I'll press the last statement anyway in case we get anything out of it.
Hold it!
Pressing that. Show me carbon monoxide poisoning. The argument still stands, you say?
This is what Mr. Natsuma has been saying, isn't it? Pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it, victim wouldn't have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on.
Exactly! Me, my dear innocent. Sweet and innocent, I tell you.
I'm afraid, sir, that doesn't follow. You see, strychnine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. And as long as you did that, Mr. Shamspeare could have locked the door after you'd gone.
But no! We drank the tea straight away. The battle over whether Romeo and Juliet was stronger. That came after the tea.
Do you have any evidence to support that statement?
In my great homeland, the Empire of Japan, we have a saying. Drink tea while it's hot.
Sure. A proverb will satisfy the prosecution. That will not do.
I'm afraid there's no conclusive proof to support the defendant's assertion. On the contrary, there's sufficient grounds to infer his guilt in this matter.
No.
Okay, that's the extent. Okay, so we're gonna go time. Time, I think, is the go-to.
If I could voice a personal opinion, Mr. Naruhodo.
Of course. Go ahead.
Mr. Natsume is arguing for his innocence so adamantly and so persistently, yet Inspector Gregson just brushes what he says aside. It's really quite infuriating.
Yep.
I agree. So we need to find an inconsistency in what the inspector is saying, I think.
I'm afraid so. As things stand, the jurors are sure to find Mr. Natsume guilty.
As I see it, what we need to focus on is the poison in the tea. Let's listen carefully to this testimony again.
Yes.
Okay, 9 o'clock. After which I went back to my room, and I believe Garadeb corroborated these.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's present. What?
Can I just see all the statements?
Oh, you want to just look at the statements? Yeah, sure. He had library. Tea was completely harmless. Couldn't have locked the door behind me. Strychnine takes some time to affect the body. Victim would have been able to lock the door after.
I was just wondering if his there was not a draft to test was in this statement, but that wasn't part of the official statement.
Yeah.
Does it say what's this puddle? Is this
Yeah.
tea?
I believe we're not strong enough to deal with that puddle yet.
Yes, I just thinking about the puddle.
Okay, so he went back to his room around 11. Guy died at 1:30, so let's see.
Objection!
Oh, music stopped. Mr. Natsume, you say it was 11 p.m. when you left to return to your room, correct?
Yes.
And Inspector Gregson, can we rely on the information in the medical report unconditionally?
Of course we can. There's no problem with that report, Sunshine.
Actually, I think there's a very big problem. Because there's chronological inconsistency between it and the defendant's testimony.
A chrono what? What are you on about?
Oh, you're freaking Soseki.
Now we're freaking Soseki out. According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11.
Ah!
Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there.
Even if you say it's freaking slow acting, you said half an hour.
The looking at papers animation is really good. It is a nice one. I like that animation. I like the when he slaps his face. The focus animation. That's a good one, I think. In other words, if there was a poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left? What?
Soseki, that helps you.
Yo, Soseki and Gregson have the same animations. That's amazing.
The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zieks? I think the defendant is a stupid doo-doo head and no one should listen to him.
He's gonna be like, clearly, Soseki drank his tea immediately, but the victim drank it after he left.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I ignored you because your argument was so stupid I did not want to listen to it, you dumb doo-doo head.
He's lawyering up.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine would best complement the contents of my hollowed chalice this luncheon. How could it have happened, you ask? He drank the tea later. I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
A phantom?
Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, this one. For example, at the time stated in the medical report. Yes, at around 1:30.
That would be the coldest tea ever. Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there's a well-known saying,
Drink it while it's
drink
hot.
tea while it's hot. You drink it while it's hot, drink it while it's hot.
He's like, in my country, we like iced tea.
Yeah, in our country, we like iced tea. He has a point.
There's an even more apt saying. There's nothing more refreshing than cold tea.
Shit! The point is, if there was such a long gap, maybe other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities.
What sort of possibilities, counsel?
The soap?
Well, for example, man could have had another visitor.
Another visitor? That's a very bold assertion.
The ideological battle is too intense.
From someone who has nothing to substantiate it.
You know, it's fine, because I know I beat him. Because I know in the future I have to fight him again, because he really wants to fight us. So I at least know that in the future I own him really hard. The victim could have taken the poison of his own volition.
You suggest this may have been a suicide, counsel?
Objection!
Mr. Shamsbeard has categorically denied suicide. And as everyone knows in London, no one commits suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Yeah, what if he's just a fucking liar? But he could be lying.
No. Is something wrong, Lord Van Zieks? I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray, forgive the discourtesy.
Carriage? What carriage?
Soseki to jail.
There is no suicide in Ba Sing Se.
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived.
Hold it. Oh, we got new evidence, new witness.
Garradeb?
Who's showing up?
Shams
Out, brief candle.
Shamspear.
Oh, Shamspear's come. Oh. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. Oh boy. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
Seem pretty healthy for being poisoned.
The defense would like to present the idea that Shamspear is an attention seeker and is putting on a show because he's a dingus and nobody wants to watch his act. And here's Shamspear put his foot in his own mouth. We are trusting a jester in this game. I know, right? That is literally how low on the tier list we are to this man. We will listen to this literal clown.
He's not a clown.
Oh no, he's It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
But yeah, we've had witnesses of clowns.
We've had a. Oh god,
Right.
don't remind me of that case. That clown case was the worst. Wait for him to be wearing the clown makeup. You are not the clown. You are the entire circus. Who, sir, are you? William Shamspear, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim. Oh, everyone look at me. I'm so victim here. Yeah, he's got like the widest, just shit-eating grin. What is he doing here? This case already seems just dumb.
Yeah.
The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand.
Maybe this case just was such an embarrassment to everyone. That's why we're banned from talking about it.
Nobody talks about this. So the lore of the game in the future is that nobody talks about this case. And what if it's because the case itself was such an embarrassment? They're like, we can't believe we actually let this go to court.
With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance.
Yeah, it's rare that you have the victim testify. It's almost like you can't do that. This case is now blacklisted. Actually, I mean, yeah, you have the victim testify in certain cases, but like, I think this is the first time I've ever seen it in an Ace Attorney, yeah.
Because they're always murder cases.
They're always murder cases, yeah, that's true.
With his
Okay. You know what? I'd love to hear what this man has to say. You're calling him as a witness?
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself.
Although it is 11:30, so I think we may have to... I hate this guy already. Happy am I, Shamspear, to regale thee with the tale of my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell. I can regale the court the tale of my perfect innocence in perfect English.
That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court now hear from the victim.
It's fucking... Oh, what are you doing here? What's that guy doing here? That's Mr. Shamspear. What the who's Chin Man? Chin Man? He just fucking pieced that. It's the soap dealer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's Popeye doing here? It's the fucking soap dealer. Who's that man beside him? Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this cross-examination, and then that's gonna be it for the night.
Eat this
I think-
green spinach.
eat this
Soapy,
green
You'll be strong like Popeye.
Oh my god.
I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before.
State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses.
It's the Crimson Chin. A writer of words so sweet, they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle, William Shamspear.
So you think you're
You
a
think you...
reincarnation?
Oh god, he thinks he's a reincarnation.
Name's Meterman. Arden B. Meterman. I work for the Altamont Gas Company, East End Branch Office.
Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Oh yeah, she's right. It's him. It's the meter man. Does he come to check the meters? What's this?
Has you been using gas? He's been using gas.
What's that man doing over there? He looks like he's trying to see into Soseki-san's lodgings.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruto?
I love this guy's runaway animation. Like, it's just like, ah! And then just like, peace out. Wow. he just vanishes like a fucking ghost. Yes, and we spotted him outside Mr. Garadev's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee? What does he have to do with this case? It's the meme. Yeah, it's the straight up the swag out meme. Peace sign and then just vanishes.
So, Mr. William Shamspeare, you're the victim in this miserable affair, correct?
Oh heaven, oh hell. Let's rock. Heaven or hell, let's rock. Round 1.
Do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips?
I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure.
Behold, you've only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me's a seraph. An angel indeed. Thus be I of noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be.
Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all.
The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid.
Oh, they're eating it up. Oh, God. I hate this guy. Why do they love him? He's a dingus. You can't. How can you not tell? I hate this dingus. Oh.
Thank you, witnesses.
William Sham Wow here with the new Sham product.
For your illuminating introductions.
But, my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shamspeare doing here? The gas man, I mean.
What? Me? Well, now.
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence.
William Sham Wow, it's a total sham.
When you suggested the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question, and moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar.
Hi, this is William for Sham Wow. You're gonna say guilty every time you use this towel. What? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say these things.
This young chin
He'll wipe the innocence clean off, Captain McD.
This young chin stroker here is here to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman?
Hang on. No, I'm just here. I'm just here to hang out.
I
hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question.
Just fucking. He's got so many moves.
One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken, the truth of that wintry night of my discontent.
This fucking guy. The anime's had a lot of fun. I mean, this man is the only one to possibly he's the only one to possibly upstage Eggs Benny in his dancing in the dock, because Eggs Benny that man had some animations.
Yeah.
From the previous game.
Wintry night of discontent. The snow may lay about. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea.
Eggs had moves. Yo, he did. Oh, and so did oh my god, the brothers. Oh, what were they called again? The Skulkin brothers. Skulkins never sulkin.
But merry, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone that did pass my lips that late hour. Nothing else. Naught else.
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visits his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Why? Why were you there? Wait, what'd you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamsier's room all night?
That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered through that.
Why?
The question is, what the hell were you doing?
Well now, that's because he's on my list.
Why? What the fuck?
What a piece of work is a man. Wherefore wouldst thou not stare into wonderment?
Like, I'm beautiful.
I'm
Most
beautiful.
People stare through the peek hole in my window.
What are you talking about?
This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed. Make no more ado about his tedious words.
Because they'll...
What'd you say about me?
Listen to B-Man. It's a B-Man.
Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more. Indeed, that is so. And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime.
I love how Sham did all this theatric and Meterman's the one coming with the shocker. Right, like just...
I stood outside his window till 1
I stood outside his window till 1 in the morning. I'm looking at his gas.
What? This case is weird.
Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Let's just get it over with quickly. Do what you think you can, Mr. Naruhodo, if you think you've got a chance.
I really think we should press why the F were you outside somebody's window?
Oh, I'm 100% pressing that.
Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. Oh, what if he was stealing gas? Let's rush this along so we can get to the summation examination. Exactly, right? So we're basically doing this cross-examination, then we're gonna cut it off before that.
Snow labout. My neighbor did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea.
To be clear, by neighbor, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs.
And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room?
Our meeting was promised the hour of 9, and lo, did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes.
And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before.
By which I presume he means...
Fighting.
Their discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet. I, Shamspeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment.
I want to see Juliet Soseki.
I need to see Juliet. I need to know if that was real. I need to see Soseki in a maid outfit.
I dare not imagine the scene.
Frailty, thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of jujutsu, but ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden.
Wait, yo, does Soseki have moves? Yo, does Soseki does he have stuff? He's got the
I
sauce?
like that their debate on Romeo and Juliet relies solely on their fighting skills,
Yes.
not what Romeo or Juliet would have known.
Yes. That's how debates should be settled. I will take the part of Romeo, and you can be Juliet, and we'll see who comes out on top. Just
We know
grappling.
that answer.
Well, then I guess we know that Romeo wins. Romeo is clearly the better fighter, as he has taken his soul within my residence.
Not
Juliet beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case.
I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room.
My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I would do thy bidding.
I hate this guy so much.
Such a dingus. But Mary, bitter was his drink. Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. I'm gonna give everyone a moment to appreciate this. just fuck you, I don't care, from this man. This dude does not give a fuck what anyone else has to say. If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, the 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly. 'Tis an easy task. What? In London? I did drink of the tea, not while my guest didst tarry, but after he took leave of me. This has some updated autopsy report energy. Oh, I bet we're gonna get some updated autopsy report, like, later. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight, verily were my lips parched.
Objection.
That doesn't sound normal. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Romeo and Juliet again. And who was stronger?
Well, you think you'd be thirsty after fighting somebody? That
Yes.
When he leaves at 11, you'd be like, man, that was a pretty intense fight that I
You-
just got beaten in.
You'd think he would
I'm
be.
gonna have a quick drink.
You'd think he would be, but you can't prove it.
Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker?
But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words did attempt to shuffle me off this mortal coil. We all know what that means. 'Twas the tea alone that did pass my lips the late hour, not else. You ate soap! I know you ate soap!
Where did the bubbles come from, sir?
So you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper?
There were bubbles
There
on
were-
your face when we found you.
There was soap. I know you ate it. You were soaping. I can tell. That new trend that the youngins are doing. You 31-year-old man. Trying to be cool with the kids, soaping it up. Ah, fie on luxury. Fie on gluttony. Tea thrice daily is but a waste of time.
Or money.
Sorry? I think you're just too poor to eat, dude. I would that my belly were full. No more oft than the sun doth rise.
He eats once
He
a day.
eats once a day. Most heroic eating habits, I must say. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. Hence, it is that there doth not in my chamber be than the costumes of mine art.
That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room.
You know what, man? I gotta, like, look at Zieks and then look at Shamsu and be like, bro.
Now that I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from the room, was it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere.
Or a bed. For I have devoured them all. You've eaten them.
Every word be within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise?
Right. That wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, you think?
Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way the poison could have passed the victim's lips.
Agreed.
Are we sure that this guy didn't just collapse from anemia? Right! Like, can we just check if he's just, like, already, you know, just, like, on his
Just
way?
malnourished.
If he's just, like, already, like, on the hot track to just, Is Soseki feeding you? Is he just eating the books? I'm telling you, he's been soaping.
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room.
What the fuck were you doing there, dude? Why are you here? But the windows of the house all have been filled in. The ample costume conceals just how thin he is. Oh, he's probably a skeleton.
A historical artifact of the now defunct window tax.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap.
Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
And for some strange reason, a couple of bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well.
I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my body.
Why are those your
Why,
orders?
why are those your orders? What's with all the theatricals today? Why is everyone dancing?
Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time as far as I'm concerned.
And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide.
What? How can you be sure of that?
The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
I'm thinking bar of soap is just poison. I think the soap is real.
Yes, lucidly explained, Counsel. Thank you.
It really was. You can't argue with the logic.
No one else visited him but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Hold it!
You say a short little round-back Eastern fella. So you can't be sure it was the defendant then?
Objection!
How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a mustache do you think there are in London?
I mean, there could be others.
Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache.
Oh.
But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of it myself.
And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shakespeare drink tea together? 2.
Nah, sorry, I couldn't say.
Why are you here? You can't confirm anything. Why not?
Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? What I did see was a silhouette of that little round-back fella wearing a pretty dress. And the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it.
I suppose. And that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway.
Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question?
No question. Gasman's honor.
Man, every person who said do this on my honor has lied 100% of the time so far.
Yeah, I think he's a liar.
Oh, all right, Gasman. Hold it. What? What?
Who's holding it?
Who's holding it? Oh, yep, okay, yeah, all right, there we go. That's summation examination time.
We're ready to glare at them?
My lord, this man's a blue-collar worker, so I believe him. Everyone thinks that the defendant is stupid and dumb, and also Japanese, therefore he's guilty.
Goodness me. Yes, Mr. Foreman.
I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now. This has gone on long enough. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? That you've reached a unanimous decision?
Too right we have. Are you all with me?
Yes. What? No, the defense is in the middle of a cross-examination.
To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see. I don't give a shit, and I would rather this just be over with.
And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. I've got lunch to get to.
And I've got some money making to do. If I don't bring 5 home, my miss will blow her top.
I don't know where I am. What's happening right now? I didn't quite catch what you said.
Very well, let the court be apprised of your decision. Why is Juror 3 always on jury? He's there a lot, despite not giving a damn. He's also the guy that says nobody would open their window in winter. That'd be insane. I was on fire once and I had to open the window. What? No way. I'm still so mad at that specific one. I don't know why. That one just...
Why you bring it up for
that one sets me off more than a lot of the other ones. Like, a lot of random things that jurors say piss me off. Yeah. But that one's up there.
You will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Ow. Damn it. Ow. Fuck. Shit. Piss. Damn it. Yep. I mean, we knew this was coming. I thought I'd at least get to cross-examine.
No.
Nope.
You did cross-examine. You pressed every point.
Yeah,
and that was your cross-examination.
That was my cross-examination. I didn't get to ask us. I didn't get to present anything. Just that's it. All right. What do you want? Do it. Let's do it.
He wants to waste more wine in glasses.
So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished.
Man, we did not even finish our cross-examination.
Get your racism out of here. Stop accusing Soseki.
Oh man, the racism doesn't even end after the next case. Like 2 months in the future, the racism is still super strong. And blatant.
Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet.
What do you mean, Mr. Sato?
What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to defense in these situations. The summation... Oh, remember?
Right.
A summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course. But here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decision of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now.
We don't have...
Yeah, we don't have an armband to lift up, but we still do it. Whatever it takes. I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Why am I not surprised? My learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat. It's like he thinks he has a chance in here if I don't immediately crush him. You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth.
Certainly no defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered.
Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld.
We did this yesterday! We did this yesterday, and it worked in our favor.
But this game isn't yesterday.
But this game isn't yesterday.
It's like, it's been a while, we gotta explain this mechanic.
Nobody's ever done this before, except for literally yourself 2 days ago. In a case where you proved literally the exact same guy innocent.
The defense counsel's request is granted. The court will proceed with the summation examination, as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law.
Yeah.
Yay, thank you, my lord.
Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman?
What? Believe me, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it.
Good.
We're gonna get him this time, and we're totally not on an agenda.
Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to pause here. The jurors' contentions. Okay, I'm gonna stop here.
Okay.
Because if I start reading, I'm gonna yell at the screen and want to prove people wrong. Can one of them just... I mean, they openly admit it. They're just like, he's a creepy Japanese man. That's actually... I'm pretty sure that's actually one of the points in the previous trial.
Yeah.
They're like, just look at him, he's creepy. And then that was accepted.
Foreigner.
That was accepted.
Yeah. Well, they're also like, that guy doesn't have a job we consider good. They're clearly guilty.
Yeah, we don't like his job. He's guilty. Yeah, man, just
We trust Bobby's more than we trust some other.
Oh man, yo, look at Beppo, man. What an honorable cab driver. I'm pretty sure Beppo lied about every single thing he said.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Such honor.
What honor. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna go to the title screen.
Overcharging all his customers.
Overcharged customers,
lying
not
about
checking
how many
shit.
are on there, helping hide evidence by checking it
Blue
into a
collar,
pawn shop.
man. This is wild. Okay. Alright, so it's been a fun weekend. I take break from stream. There will be some fight game this week, likely.
Wednesday.
On the Wednesday. There will be fight game. We will be playing the Tekken, as usual.
Saturday there won't
Saturday
be a
there will
stream.
not be a stream. I mean, I will honestly say next weekend there may only be one stream, depending on how busy I am, due to stuff.
Life
Things
stuff.
like due to life stuff, important life stuff. That's on an important day for me, and an important day for friends. Which, yeah, lots of stuff. But yes, so. Yeah, if you want to join in Tekken, swing by on the Discord. I host it every Wednesday, and make it known that you are down when I post, "Are you down?" Otherwise, yeah, things pretty lively tonight. Thanks for swinging by, peeps. I hope y'all had a fun time. I hope you guys, I hope my voices are distinct enough that people can kind of tell what's going on, with the voices that I do. My God, Shamsphere's a dingus. Oh, I bet. Man, his case is straight up just gonna be, I attempted suicide for drama so I could, like, get attention. You know what I mean? For art. Oh, don't worry, I never know what's going on. Oh, I mean, perfect. We're both in the same boat then. Until we get more clues about this crime. So at this point I'll say, thank you for watching. It's been a night. Do we want to do a raid? Is Mig still... Oh my goodness, there's some stuff going on. You know what? Let's raid him.
Yeah.
Let's raid the little bro. Let's see what he's up to.
Oh, because the chat was wanting their names all over him.
Okay, but for anyone else, I hope you all have a good night. We'll go say hi to the little bro. And otherwise, take it easy, y'all. Have a good night, and peace out.